Sí. Sí. Yo lo que era dicho que me llamó y me lo dijo. ¿Te acuerdas aquel día que la firmé todo? Sí. Si yo estaba recogiendo unas cosas, pero mañana dijo por la mañana. Y te voy a enseñar ese que me dio ella a ver.
Pero este es un bolígrafo y después yo se lo devuelvo.
Como que no here.
El que me mandó, cuando me dijo, la que me mandó, que te dije que es más barata, ¿no? Sí. Que la amiga mía me dijo, mándamela también. Vale. ¿Qué es un cero?
Ay, Dios. Fuerte.
Sí, es un cero. Y te pones después la otra. Y te pones por la mañana. Y la de los ojos.
No,
los ojos me la acabo de poner poquísimo. Esa de cero me acaba de 35. Súper bien. La muchacha, la amiga mía me dijo, mándamela.
Oh, yes. No, tú tienes la 109. Yeah. 109 y la 104. Nada. Pero esa gente tenía algo.
Sí.
Oh, yes. FIU, ¿no? My understanding of that. Ya van a hacer ahí, ¿eh? Ya verdad que se votó cuando.
No, ¿para qué?
George, déjame hacerte una pregunta. La gente de los members estos que hay de board members. No hay nada, ¿eh? ¿Qué hacen? ¿Cuánto tiene? How many you have? No board members. How many items do you got from?
I didn't have one for the last 3 months.
Oh.
And then main take for one. And then just let me various. Esa cosa que hay, it should change. So this is not big to have a planning on one.
By charter, you gotta have that.
La tela.
It's in the
Sí,
charter.
se ve
It's in the
bien.
charter, yeah. Yo creo que by charter.
But I don't know how it could be. It could be dissolved.
Yeah.
It could be dissolved.
Yeah, para algunas cosas, I was part of that member, board.
Yeah.
Y para alguna, at the end of the day, the commissioner is the one who's going to go through. Pero it's good for the community, for other people, porque no sabían que te lo otro, and let them decide what is it that they're going to get. Y al final del día,
Oh, wow.
Business people be on the board.
oh, okay.
Which is maybe better not to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pero normalmente los dirigentes son profesionales
Yeah. Yeah.
O sea, tengo un survey que me habla suave.
Suave.
Le tengo que sacar la palabra. Survey.
A mí también.
He's a surveyor. Really?
No, eso están proponiendo el aumento. Un pequeño aumento.
Sí, pero ese es de county.
De county, sí, es de county. Están proponiendo.
Cuando venga un board de eso,
Por los dos
board de
unidades.
eso, una reunión.
A 509, 509 creo, ¿no? Por cada unidad.
Bueno, la otra casa es de county nada más, sí, me imagino. Yo no he abierto el papel
Sí,
todavía.
Creo que sí.
No, que llegó el propósito de los taxes
Sí.
de county.
509 algo.
¿Qué van a hacer con el California ese? Por fin ya van a mandar
Como
los
$20
dólares.
están aumentando.
California?
El floppy,
¿Este de aquí?
de la 109, sí, amor.
Este día ahora está vacío, so it's up to them. Creo que lo están tratando de vender. ¿Either fix it or tumbarlo?
Porque
Maybe
es,
fix it. Porque ya con
ahora se ha calmado, pero está horrible. Yo he visto hombres delante de mí, yo parqueada, orinando así, borrachos ahí, a montones. Esa es la ciudad que nosotros queremos tener. Y no solamente ahí, ahora me dijeron, porque me lo dicen los vecinos, yo pensé, yo siempre me gusta ver, para decir verdad, esta gente sí lo veo, están aquí en mi casa. Uno en una silla de ruedas, él va corriendo así en una silla de ruedas, para allá atrás, se aguanta la silla y orina. Y el otro, yo paré, y ahí delante ahí orinando. Y tomando, ahora la policía lo ha limpiado.
What I want to do is probably ask them to fence it in.
Y entonces ahora en la 110 y Flagler, que es una bodeguita que se llama Fefe, que está pintada de verde.
En la esquinita.
En la 110 y Flagler, un choquecito que hay ahí,
Ajá.
que en la misma esquina hay una bodeguita. Vete a las 5 de la tarde para que veas que todo el mundo así. Me parece que estaban las pequeñas Jayalías, afuera con las botellas, tomando cerveza y todo.
La 110.
Y Flagler, mi amor. Pero ellos se pagan por la 110.
Oye, Mr. Mayor.
A las 5
Y Fefe en la...
Fefe se llama la bodeguita, pero es que en todo, por ley de Dade County, bueno, mejor tú lo sabes que yo, todo donde venden bebidas alcohólicas, tiene que tener un letrero que dice más de 100 pies, no puede ver, ahí están ahí todo. Ahí están todos. Ay, ¿cómo anda, mi amor? ¿Cómo tú estás? Bien. Mira, yo pasé, lo dijo el presidente, yo dije, déjame mirar si es verdad. Pasé fue viernes, no sé qué, después que no estaba lloviendo en ese momento, fue viernes, fue el domingo, no me recuerdo, pasé. Estaban ahí con las latas, con una cartuchito ahí, así parado, y una pila de ellos, pero un grupo, ahí era el peso social. Ahí estaban parados todos, o compran, ahí mismo se quedan.
Still have
Y a
like
veces
9
se sientan en
minutes.
los picos, ahí a tomar.
9 or 10.
Que vaya, por favor, queremos limpiar la ciudad, no tenerla así.
Dime, mi socio. You're looking good, right? Yeah.
How are you? Go. How are you?
¿Cuántos items hay addition?
Only additions. It's only one addition. It's only one addition. This one. Pero aquí está NONB, the resolution
Text message?
that the city attorney sent me. But NONB are the titles on the agenda.
Right. That's the N, O, and V que no está attached ahora.
Exactly.
Okay.
It is attached now, exactly. On the additions. Document.
You ask whether anybody's going to assume you have 3 homes. You need, the winner needs a majority of the people, quorum is present.
So if it's 2, 2, and 3, then
Then you have a runoff, and if it's 2, 2, and 3, then you got a problem with that. Because
what if there's 3, and let's say the guy gets 2, 2, and one guy gets 3.
at that point you've got person with 3, or you got
How do you decide? You know, it's like you said, there's a simple majority.
That's a very good point. I mean, I guess at that point you would have to have a vote, a runoff between the two who got 2 to go up against the other one. So you have to have an election on that as to who's going to compete against the person who got 3.
Okay, but that's not how you explain it.
No, because I didn't understand the question. I literally looked at it and answered it in 10 seconds, but I misunderstood it. No, I understand.
You understand?
I thought it was one
That's why I said candidate 1 gets 2, candidate 2 gets 2, candidate 3 gets 3. That's a simple majority.
Yeah, no, I got that. At that point, you need to.
So that won't work.
At that point, it's not a majority. A majority
Well,
is
it's a simple majority of 3. It should actually work.
not a majority.
Right, but if you have 3 names,
That's a plurality.
what's that?
That's a plurality. Yeah. Plurality is,
Okay.
is the largest number of votes. Majority is 50% plus one.
I understand.
So what I would suggest if you have
I'll receive it.
just never,
Now you are?
what I would suggest is
Then we do a runoff for the two to get two.
You do a runoff for position that I check. And then the winner of that runoff goes against the person that
I mean, I thought it,
Yeah, no, that's a question. I have no problem.
I never, I'm like, what if we end up with 3 names?
Yeah. No, that's a very good question. We might have different.
I think we get
But
from,
we've never had that situation precisely. Interesting. And we had, the reason the ordinance is written the way it is because we had an event years ago where.
Saúl y la mata cuando la estaban cortando.
Viste?
Inmenso. Qué
Thank God he didn't go the other way.
De otro vuelo.
And I just passed
Yo
by
me
there.
pegué, yo me pegué,
You know that I had passed 5 minutes before.
Estaba ahí minutes, pero yo
I
estaba
picked
en
up,
la corner.
I picked up my in-law. Ella vive en Nicaragua.
Pero
Adelante
fue
de Sweetwater.
yo en la casa de Janet y de esta niña de Marisa.
I've been trying to get
Es lo máximo que yo puedo buscar.
It was right there.
Es como él me lo manda.
Oye, pero
Yo había pasado.
I know that he's
Yo llegué a las 4. A las 3.
I'm so sorry, bro. Anthony.
Sí, sí.
Pero eso fue por el lado
Yo me quedé.
que no hubo viento.
Eso es más agua.
My personal political and
Claro, le hablan los dos, un poquito viento ya.
La tierra estaba muy eso.
we always seem to find the outside the box situation.
That is a famous situation.
Eso fue lo que pasó.
Anthony?
Anthony.
Sir?
can't miss any of these.
How
are you?
Fine, how are you?
Same to you, man. Sorry. I nominate you. Excuse me? I'm gonna nominate you to do the invocation.
For the invocation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Should I accept that?
Yes. Saul seconds that. Word.
Got quorum, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Judge De La Rosa, would you like to lead us in the invocation?
Absolutely. I haven't done one, but I'm happy to do it.
Okay, well, what we'll do is, once we get the meeting started, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then if you could just come up, and that'd be great, if you could lead us in the invocation.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Here you go.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
This today.
You sound like I ate a frog. No, you're right. What's up, bro?
Sergeant, good to see you, my
How do you
friend.
feel?
Chief, good to see you,
I
Chief.
feel better than you sound.
Yeah, it's true.
Good job on this. Best Buy.
Oh,
How are you?
how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Mete tu mano en mi vaso.
Sorry, sir.
Vaso
Sorry,
mío,
look, I'll
vaso
give you
mío.
2. I'll give you 2 of them.
Why are you so aggressive?
Mira. Look at my cup.
Hi, Aishi.
How are you? No, you don't now, bro. He's so jealous.
Bro, you let me handle it.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Yes. You gotta watch the video.
Watch the video.
You wanna bet? So easy to have fun here, isn't it?
You have to. You have to.
How you doing, man? I heard a lot about you. How you doing? Did you write sign up?
I did.
He's the guy who got. Okay.
Jose. B.
Dime ahí. How are you, Commissioner? Good to see you.
Yeah. Well,
I gotta ask you during.
you want to do vice president first?
The items.
Item B? Yeah, we're gonna get to some other business before we can move that.
No, not 10B. I'm talking about
I know,
item B.
I threw mine in the car.
Item B?
No. Hold on a second. That's right.
Listen, we'll have a new commission president, possibly, and then you can handle that. I don't know what's gonna happen, so let's get started.
All right.
All right. All right, good evening, June 6th, 500 Southwest 109th Avenue, 8 p.m., Sweetwater Commission Chambers. We're gonna have roll call, Pledge of Allegiance, and then Judge De La Rosa is gonna lead us in the invocation. Candidate Judge De La Rosa is gonna lead us in the invocation. So, you can stand, please.
Roll call, man.
Well, I'm sorry, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Clerk will note the absence of Mayor Lopez.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Today we ask God to please guide our mayor, our commissioners, and everyone that's here today with the right guidance in order to make all the right decisions, to lead and to guide everyone the way they need to. God, please hear our prayers and allow tonight to go as smoothly as possible. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right.
And, we've got a special guest in the audience, a former council member from Hialeah. We just want to say hello. How are you? Thank you so much for being here with us. Paul Hernandez, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Special presentations?
None.
None? Okay. Presentation Employee of the Month Award?
Officer, right?
No, Employee first. All right. Officer of the Month Award?
The officer of the month is going to be Officer Lorenzo. Officer Lorenzo was involved in an incident where a car went into a canal. He went in, rescued a lady, resuscitated her, and she survived thanks to his heroic actions. So he will be my officer of the month.
This was the 8th Street event?
Yes,
Excellent.
yes it was.
Through Chair.
Go ahead.
I would like to get us our deepest condolence on our police dog, our canine unit, Nero. He passed away about 5 days ago, natural cause, guys, and Officer Gomez family and the police department from our chair, from here, from the commissioners.
Thank you very much. And arrangements have been tentatively made for, I believe it's the 22nd of June, Archie? 22nd of June for Nero. The cemetery actually worked with us, and amazing response from them, and we thank you. And he's getting back on his course literally slowly, but the approval of the dogs the other day helped a lot. So he's transitioning into that, even though it was a loss for him, for all of us.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Reports of officers, boards, or committees? None. Additions, deletions to the agenda?
We do
Commissioner
have
Villanueva, did you want to move an item?
I did. Councilman Hernandez, what's your item, do you know? Say again? P. Papa? Mr. President, we can move item P to the top of the lineup.
Okay.
That's a staff item, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, a staff item.
I'm sorry to share.
Go ahead.
Ms. Lisette De La Rosa is here to actually approach the commission.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a second. That's coming right after this.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
So unless Commissioner Saudi is okay with it, can we put it at the top of the lineup? Is that
Yes,
fine?
sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate that.
All right, anyone have an issue with moving P to the top? Okay, all right, we'll move item P to the top. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Petitions, communications, and remonstrances. I'll, if you wanna step to the podium, we'll take you now. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisette De La Rosa, and I am a candidate for County Court Judge. So I have been practicing for almost 21 years come September. I am born and raised in Miami-Dade County. I have practiced in civil litigation my entire career and have been litigating the entire time. So now I am running for County Court Judge. The elections are on August 23rd of this year, and I ask for your support at this time for this race. I am born here. My parents are Cuban. My parents actually live right down the street in Sweetwater. I have been able to go to school here in Miami-Dade County. I went to Miami-Dade College, and then I went to University of Miami, and then I got my law degree at Nova Southeastern University. Since then, I have been practicing and litigating the entire time, and now I'm asking to become County Court Judge, because it is the court of the people, and I want to be able to hear the people and be there to make the right decisions for them, and to serve this community the way it has given back to me and my family this entire time. So thank you for your time, and thank you for everything, and please consider, again, my name is Lisette De La Rosa.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for her? No? Okay, I'd like to just take a minute to read a letter that we got from Best Buy. It's addressed to the City of Sweetwater, to whom it may concern. We would like to extend our most sincerest appreciation to Chief Placido Diaz and the Sweetwater Police Department. Over the years, the Sweetwater PD has always been an ally in keeping our location safe and very diligent in times of need. Chief Diaz has fostered an amazing relationship with the people of Sweetwater and always stays involved. As an active member of our society, he supports businesses, stays in touch, visits our store frequently. Whether in a special event or difficult situation, we've seen his personal involvement and diligence reinforced by the presence of the department. During a recent visit, coincidentally, a shoplifter was walking out. Chief Placido Diaz handled the situation without hesitation, once more showing his personal support for our community and business. His leadership and actions bring reassurance to our city and serve as an example of our younger generation. Chief Diaz acts with integrity, courage, and big sense of responsibility, which makes any member of our community proud. Thank you for your service, leadership, and commitment. Sincerely, the Best Buy management team. Thank you, Chief. Excellent job. I'm happy we could recognize you there.
Good month for last year? Last month? Officer of the month for last month? Put you there.
All right.
Make sure you get a plaque, Chief.
Okay, organization of the City Commission, election of Commission President.
Hold on, there's one more person that wants to talk.
You're right, I'm sorry. Ms. Frometa, did you want to speak now or on a particular issue? ¿Quería hablar ahora o más adelante en algún?
Ahora creo que.
Okay, well, por favor.
Sigue tanto.
Mr. President, I think she might need a translator.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Ana R. Frometa, vivo en 10387 Southwest 7th Street.
¿Lo puedes decir en inglés también?
No,
o
no me
te
da
ayudamos?
pena.
Okay.
¿Te ayudamos?
Do we have a translator? Someone can
Bueno.
help her?
If I can recommend somebody, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Hey, Archie, thanks for volunteering to translate. Really appreciate
Es
that.
rapidito.
Good looking out to our PIO. You're going to translate for Ms. Ana Flores. I really appreciate that.
Que no quiere, nadie
Thank you, Archie.
quiere,
No te
nadie
preocupes, yo
quiere.
te ayudo.
Bueno, lo que voy a hablar es rapidito. Miren, sobre la situación del sábado. Quiero...
Espérate, que tenemos que ver si resolvemos esto. Go ahead, can you help her? Yeah, come on.
Thank you.
You can just
Gracias.
step up to
Hold
the
on, I'm
podium.
taking a picture of this. Hold on.
I don't know he's gonna be doing.
I stood next to a translator
Okay.
for a long
Okay.
time.
Oh, there you go.
And su nombre es?
Ana Rosa Frometa,
Okay, her name is Ana Rosa Frominga. She resides, ¿dónde vive?
10387 Southwest
11387 Southwest
7th Street.
7th Street.
Bueno, sobre la situación del sábado.
So in reference to my situation this past Saturday,
La mitad, por no decir todos los tragantes de Sweetwater estaban tupidos.
all of the main drains in Sweetwater, not to say all of them, but at least half of them were all full.
Tengo que darle el crédito al comisionado Saúl Díaz
She wants to give credit to
y al
Commissioner
activista
Diaz
comunitario Rolando,
and to the community activist
que
Rolando,
estaban limpiando los tragantes
that they were actually physically
con,
cleaning the
con unos
drainage
rastrillos y aquí con una pala,
with a rake
que
and a
limpió,
shovel.
que limpió los 3 que estaban en la zona mía.
They cleaned all 3 of them that were in her zone.
Los residentes le mandan
The residents
Las
thank
gracias.
you.
como residente y como propietaria.
Like
Yo
you.
pago
As resident and proprietor,
un,
I
est-
pay
un store guard, que es para eso, no para que tenga el camión nada más.
stormwater. Okay.
¿Dónde estaban la limpieza de esos camiones?
She wants to know where the storm drainage trucks
¿Dónde?
were at that she hasn't seen them.
El mes pasado fueron a la esquina de mi casa,
Last
frente,
month they went to the corner
al frente
house
de Suárez.
in front of
Limpiaron
Suarez.
allí, dieron la vuelta
They cleaned that one and turned around.
y se fueron,
And they
porque
went
las
home.
5 y las 7 para ellos no existen.
5th and 6th Street, 5th and 7th Street does not exist.
Entonces yo les voy a hacer una recomendación:
I'm going to make a recommendation.
paguen un poquito más a los comisionados
Pay
Y
the commissioner a
pónganlo-
little bit more and make them work.
para que limpien los tragantes, porque el departamento de mantenimiento no lo está
The
haciendo.
maintenance department is not doing it.
Porque creo que el comisionado Saúl no tenía que estar con un rastrillo, ni el señor Rolando con un Méndez, con una pala,
She doesn't believe
limpiando.
that
Entonces,
Commissioner Diaz or Mr. Mendes should be with a
Yo que
shovel doing that job.
entonces le hago esa recomendación. Miren a ver
Recommendation.
si le ponen, aumenta un poquito el salario de ustedes, y entonces cada uno de ustedes se dedica a
You should
limpiar.
vote and get a raise so
Porque
you all can clean.
el departamento de mantenimiento no lo está haciendo. Quiero una respuesta ahora.
She wants a response.
¿Dónde está el jefe de mantenimiento?
Maintenance.
Bueno, quisiéramos todos saber, we would all like to know where the chief of,
Nos gustaría
where the
todos
maintenance
saber
department is.
dónde está el jefe de
Desgraciadamente, Ana, usted sabe, porque ha venido muchas veces, que nosotros
Desgraciadamente.
no somos los que llevamos la ciudad. Obviously, you know that we're the ones that don't run the city, the administration runs the city. So, I mean,
Y así quieren tener una ciudad bella y una comisión para gente bella de la ciudad. Si los tragantes no se limpian. La mata de frente de mi casa, desde que yo... Ah, sí, dale.
We want to keep the beautiful people in Sweetwater, and we have to go ahead and keep the drainage clean so everybody can look the most beautiful they can.
La mata de frente de mi casa hace 25 años que la sembraron. Nunca le han ido a cortar un gajo.
Her tree is 25 years old, and you have never even cut a branch off of it.
Si la corto yo, me dicen que estoy tocando en propiedad de la ciudad.
If she cuts it, then she's being blamed for cutting down a city-owned tree.
Entonces vamos a sembrar flores, vamos a sembrar cosas con los tragantes estúpidos. No.
We
Primero,
cannot go ahead and put plants or flowers with our drain the way they are.
y hay que reconocerle el mérito al comisionado Saúl, que le doy un aplauso a él. Y a Rolando Méndez, el activista comunitario, que estuvo allí. Así que, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
All right, Ana. All right. First of all, I got to be honest with you. Tengo que ser honesto contigo. Actually, thanks to Commissioner Saul Diaz and thanks to Rolando Mendes for what you guys did. Me personally, yo personalmente, I was awake that Saturday till 2:30 in the morning. He knows. He saw me. And actually the following day, ese día y el día después. Me personally, I saw maintenance working. Yo vi a mantenimiento trabajando. I don't want to argue with you. Yo no quiero discutir contigo. I got to be honest with you. I saw him personally. Yo los vi en la 4 y la 102. All right. I
En
saw
la
him.
mata que se cayó porque había mucha agua.
No, that's not 4 and 102. 4 and 102 is pasando la escuela. Yo los vi the day before, los vi cleaning the drainage. Y yo los vi the next day, the following day, switching the pumps manually. You saw him too.
yes.
Right? All right, Saul is my witness. I mean,
Mira.
not everywhere, not en todos los lados, pero personalmente.
¿Ustedes saben cuántas pulgadas de agua cayeron aquí? ¿Lo saben?
Como 18 pulgadas, yo creo.
No.
No, bueno, more than four.
No, aquí hay una persona que tiene en su casa no 5 pulgadas de agua.
Ya,
El tragante de la esquina de mi casa es el que coge más, el que drena más. En las 7, el que hace allí en las 7, en las 6 y las 7 es el que drena más. Ese es el que más drena porque viene todo por allí no había nadie, y aquello estaba, y él con una pala sacando tierra, sacando no sé cuánto, que el comisionado Suárez, ex comisionado, una vez dio complaint porque había pintura. Eso de las 7 es el que más drena, y fueron 5 pulgadas de agua. Si llega de 6, vamos a ver, bueno, como me dijo el alcalde, tú tienes seguro de inundación. Entonces yo le estoy, entonces ¿para qué lo pago? ¿Para qué lo pagamos? Explíquenme, eso es lo que yo quiero saber. ¿Para qué nosotros pagamos esto que nos viene en el bill? 8 pesos cada 3 meses, pero todo el mundo. Entonces dice que es para esto, que es para lo otro, pero es que yo no lo veo. Lo que sí veo es el carro, más nada.
Okay.
To the chair.
Bueno, gracias. Yeah.
Mr. President, I also like to recognize Commissioner Saul Diaz.
Ya me puedo ir.
Gracias, Ana.
Thank you,
Gracias,
Ana.
Ana.
Gracias.
Commissioner Diaz gave, I think, I can't speak for everybody, but he was going above and beyond because he was sending me pictures of the measurements of the water levels. So I know that the canal had raised 6 inches only because from the first picture he sent to the last picture he sent, as I was driving around the city, I would see Saul with that funny hat and those boots raking the storm drains.
Yes.
I don't think you have a lazy bone in your body, so I know that we may not always agree, but I got to tell you, man, you're one hell of a public servant. So thank you for that. Thank you for your effort, and thank you for trying to leave it better than you found it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. Okay, anyone else? All right, let's move along. So, organization of the city commission. So, election of commission president. So, I'll open up for nominations. I guess we'll start with you,
Do we have a
Idania. Is
specific
there
order or
anyone?
no?
We'll go this way. If anyone wants to nominate.
Do we have a specific order or no?
It's whatever the chair wants to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go from that way. We're gonna go this way.
Okay. So, my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think it should be opportunity for all the commissioners, to change every year. So my vote is for Marco Villanueva.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner, I see you.
Yeah, I'd actually like to throw my hat in the ring and run for it. I'll see what happens.
I see you. Go ahead.
Saul Diaz.
Saul.
He's been there for 2 years as vice chair, and I think it's his turn.
Okay. I would like to stay in position. I think that we have had good decorum and professionalism throughout. So I would nominate myself. Saul,
Yeah, I'm gonna nominate myself.
oh, you're already here, so,
I will nominate Saul Diaz.
okay. And Marcos? So we have 4 names.
I'll
You're
nominate.
gonna nominate
It's
yourself.
a little
so-
weird to nominate myself.
Yeah, so we have 4 names.
But okay, I'll nominate
So-
myself.
So we have 4 names, Mr. Attorney. This is a different scenario than what I painted. So
Right, well, no, these are just the nominations. So you
now
go-
we vote on each.
You vote, each commissioner, as you go down the line, each commissioner will state their votes. And then at that point, the top 2 vote getters will go off to the runoff. If there's a tie at some point, then we need to have a tiebreaker for those runoffs.
Okay, so at this point, we're just voting for one of these 4 names.
Exactly, so you state your name, you state the name of the candidate that you support.
Okay. So does it need to be through the clerk, or do you want me to do this as
There will
well?
be a roll call through the
Okay,
clerk.
roll call, Madam Clerk, please. So the
Yes.
4 names are Commissioner Villanueva, Vallecillo, Saul Diaz, and myself.
And you keep going round and round until you eliminate the number of people.
Okay,
So through the chair,
go ahead.
point of order, don't we already have a top 2?
You haven't had a vote, you've only had
No,
nominations.
it's only nominations, there wasn't a vote.
Understand?
Commissioner Yanio,
Marco Villanueva.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
I'm gonna go with Saul.
Commissioner Ray,
Saul Diaz.
Commissioner Martin,
I'll go with myself.
I will go
Commissioner
with
Saul.
myself.
3 for Saul.
I stay with Saul Diaz.
Commissioner Ruiz, Saul Diaz. Commissioner Villanueva,
Well, at this point, I think we all have, we can all count. I'll vote for myself, but I want to congratulate
Yeah.
Saul.
Okay. So I think we have a majority, we have four.
You have four?
Yep.
Then that's it. That's
Okay,
four.
so congratulations.
So now, we swap positions.
Okay. Right.
And the new commission president will conduct exactly the same process for the vice president.
Thank you.
Felicidades.
Thank you, Marcos.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Wow.
Please, please.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the change.
One is state.
Thank you, sir.
That one is state.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for that, huh?
I don't know what to say. I'm gonna go ahead and, this is a privilege and an honor to be president of this commission. To me, it was a dream. Starting coming to this chamber as a regular resident, never in my mind thought that I was gonna sit here as a commissioner. Now I'm a president. Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome, man.
Good to have you, bro.
All right, let's go. Let's go. B, election of commissioner vice president.
So it's the same thing. You
I'm gonna go
take
ahead
a
and
poll. You take a poll for nominations.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a poll, and I'm gonna go with the ladies first.
Okay. Marco Villanueva.
Marco Villanueva. Go ahead, Ian.
I'm good.
You gonna vote?
Yeah, I'll vote, but I'm not gonna.
You don't need to nominate.
We don't need to nominate.
No, you don't need to nominate.
This is for vice president.
For vice president.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Reynaldo Ray.
Ray. Okay. Ray.
And I do appreciate that, but I gotta say that I won't call myself out, which I would love to, but let's say Isidro Ruiz.
Okay. You go Isidro. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, vote.
Oh, I'm voting. I was gonna vote last, but I'm gonna go with Isidro.
Okay. I mean, the names on pick are already out, so I'm good.
Who you going with? I'm sorry.
I'm not
He
selecting.
doesn't have to.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't, he
You don't
doesn't,
have
he
to
doesn't need
nominate.
to nominate right now.
Okay.
Well, at this point, I will nominate myself.
Okay. Marcos.
Idania.
Idani. All right. So there's 3 Isidros, and so we're gonna get the.
Now you have to vote.
Oh, now I have to vote?
For
For roll
nominations.
call.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Have you nominated anybody?
Yes, I did.
Okay, then you ask for a roll call vote.
Yes. Go ahead,
Okay.
Madam Clerk. Go ahead and.
Commissioner Yanio,
Marco Villanueva.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Isidro Ruiz.
Commissioner Ray,
Staying with the Isidro Ruiz.
Commissioner Saudias,
Isidro.
President. Commissioner Martin,
Isidro.
Commissioner Ruiz,
Isidro.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Congratulations, Isidro. Idania.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome, sir.
Okay. Isidro is the vice mayor. The vice mayor, the vice president.
We need to move one more chair.
For
I'm
commission.
over here next to Poppy.
You're not my poppy. I don't even think that, bro.
Senor.
Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations.
You're a lot of things, but not my
that
poppy.
one, is
Come on,
that
bro.
one stick too? That
Put my
one
hand in your
stop?
lap.
No.
Niños, felicidades.
All right, guys.
You wearing deodorant or some water?
A little bit.
That's okay. All right, we'll go.
I would like to thank everybody right here. I'm gonna humbly accept it, and I'll be here for you guys. Well, that's all I need to know. I'm gonna be your backup right here, my brother.
Sir,
You're gonna do a really good job.
thank you.
You deserve this position.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right, let's go move forward with this, guys. We go item C, a resolution of the commissioner of the city of Sweetwater authorizing new signature of all blank account of the
Wait.
city. What?
Are we moving P forward?
No, that's
no,
on the-
we're on
that's
C
that's
still.
on the staff item.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go ahead with C.
Okay.
Resolution of the
Yes.
Commissioner of the City of Sweetwater authorizing new signature of all bank accounts of the city, providing for transmitter and effective date.
This
All in
is
favor?
Vote.
Aye.
Well, Just so you're aware, the resolution has to include the president and the vice president
Correct.
in the names, because it's in blank right now.
Okay.
So it would include now the president and the vice president as the signatories in the document. Is
Correct.
there anybody else included in there?
Yes, it's Alexis and Annie.
Alexis
Anna
and
Martinez
Annie
and
as
Alexis
the
Adam,
deputy
my deputy
clerks.
city clerk.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor by Idania Año,
I second it.
seconded by Ray. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
Okay, it passes.
Okay, consent agenda. Approval of minutes for commissioner meeting on September 7, 2021, and April 19,
Second.
2022. There's a move by Marti, second by Ray. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
Okay, it passes.
Okay, stop item. We're gonna go with P. We're gonna move item P to the front, and then we're gonna start with A. All right, P, a resolution of the mayor and city commissioner of the city of Sweetwater, 37 granting a final plant approval for Airport West Commercial Center. 37, the mayor, the clerk, city attorney to take all action necessary for implementation and providing for an effective date. Mayor Lopez,
Move.
zoning
Second.
official.
Thank you.
Moved by
Commissioner Villanueva,
Villanueva,
Good job,
second by
George.
Ray.
You got
Roll
it,
call,
George.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
If I may
Okay, it
make a
passes.
point,
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, this is your choice because you're chairing the meeting, so you can do this however you want. I'm just advising you since this is the first meeting that you're chairing. All ordinances have to be by roll call vote. However, resolutions can simply be by voice vote.
Okay.
Now, it was a preference of the previous president to do it by roll call, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you wish to continue that tradition,
Yes,
you may
sir.
do so. If you wish to call by voice vote, then you say all in favor and then all opposed.
That's only an ordinance,
That's only on resolutions.
resolutions.
But it's your choice.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that advice. All right, let's go. We're going to item number 8, an ordinance of the city of Sweetwater requirement landlord of residential dwelling without specific duration to provide tenants prior written notice of rental increase or of intent to terminate leaseholder, providing for an effect for enforcement, providing for fines, providing for procedure, providing for severability, providing for confiscation, providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing. Public hearing is open. Anybody, Madam Clerk, to talk about this item?
No?
Let the record show nobody's coming to the board. We're gonna close the public hearing. Okay, this is one of my item. Mr. Attorney, I think we left everything the same way we left it last time, or?
Yes, it's the same, and remember that this ordinance is supplementary to the county ordinance.
Okay.
So in cases where the county ordinance is more strict, then the county ordinance controls. In cases where the county ordinance is silent, then this may control at that point. If the county ordinance is ever repealed, then this has its own force at that point.
Okay, I'll
You
move this.
lose nothing by having it, and
Second.
you may gain situations in the future when it's useful.
Thank you,
Chair.
sir. Oh, there is a motion and a second, board, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. I remember the Association of Realtors came and gave us their guidance. Do you remember what they recommended?
Yeah, basically, we were waiting for the county to see what is it that if they're gonna do any change. But this is, like I said before, this is basically to have some teeth in this city. On reference that, anyway, you know, the county is overseas, like the city attorney said, but this is basically to have something. We're just gonna leave it the way it is for now, just to have something for our residents.
As somebody who owns properties, I personally don't like this item. I'm gonna give you my support, and hopefully we don't have any issues. If we see something come up, you know, I hope that we can communicate in dialogue. I understand your intent, your legislative intent. That's why I'm gonna support it. It comes from a good place.
Thank you, sir.
So you'll have my support.
Thank you. We have a first, move by Ray, second by Ian. Roll call.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Ruiz,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
Okay, it passes.
All right, let's go B. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Florida, amending 2-213 of the City Code of Ordinance to provide for insurance issues of checks by the Finance Department by the next business day after required by a city commissioner, providing for severability, providing for complication, providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing. Commissioner Saul Diaz. Public hearing is open. Nobody is coming to the podium to talk about this item. Public hearing is closed.
Move.
Second.
Moved by
Commissioner Villanueva.
Villanueva.
and
Villanueva,
Commissioner
second
Yanio.
by
Commissioner Yanio.
Daniel. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Ruiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
Okay, it passes.
Thank you, guys.
Commissioner,
Go ahead.
can you give me 5 minutes? So I need to fix the camera. So remember, this is streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, they're not, by the way,
On the camera is
Chief,
all
can
over the
you
place.
ask them, they just sent me a text that they cannot see the, on YouTube. We're just gonna wait, guys, see what.
What's the issue?
Say again?
What's the issue?
Yeah, the
The
problem
issue
is.
is, you see the fat guy in the corner waving? That's me.
Okay.
It's not a good look.
Why did I ask you?
All right, we're good? We're good, Mr. Reese? Sir?
Yes, sir.
We good? There's a problem with YouTube. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to item C, guys. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater City Commission amending Chapter 2, Administration, Article 9, Code Enforcement Procedure, Section 2-351, 2-367, and 2-368, providing for repealer clouds, providing for a reservability clause, and providing for an effective date, second reading, and public record. Mayor Lopez, zoning official. It's public hearing is open. Let the record show nobody comes to the podium. Public
Good evening, Mr.
hearing is
President.
closed. Go ahead, George.
Yes, this ordinance is basically trying to expand on the definition of public nuisance, code compliance enforcement of such nuisance, and also we added for a seller of a property that we've been having problems. They've had liens on properties and stuff like that, and they sold the property, and then unknown to the new buyer, they have been caught in the red tape, and they bought a property with violations. Apparently, the due diligence wasn't done properly. So what this ordinance is doing is requiring a seller to outline to the buyer that there is some code enforcement issues on the property prior to them selling.
Okay, anybody, any discussion?
To the chair.
Nobody? Go ahead.
George, are there any other changes to the code other than that? Because I see a lot of language here just for that one issue. Is there any additional earmarks?
No, basically, if you look at it, it's just enforcement issues. and just delineating procedures for violations of the code.
And which are the enforcement issues you're referring to? I'm very careful when it comes to code enforcement.
If you look at number 2, page number 4, and it shows, page number 4, 2-368 2, and it basically telling code enforcement that they cannot go ahead and give a citation without a person coming in and basically saying that there's a potential unless the violation is a life safety issue. That's the only time that a code enforcement could act without anybody coming in. And then the other one is number 7, which is the enforcement for the property to disclose in writing of any issues with code enforcement.
Thank you, George. I have nothing further, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. George, so do you mean to tell me that if I want to sell my property, I have to let the city is going to come, I have to tell the city what violation do I have?
No. You have to disclose if you're coming before a special magistrate.
Okay,
stuff like that.
special magistrate. Okay, gotcha. All right. Any discussion, guys?
Yeah, through the chair.
Go ahead.
You have to disclose it to the seller.
To the seller, yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you.
And then one last thing, Mr. President, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
In writing. In writing.
Okay.
I want to make sure, this wouldn't happen to be caused by one of the properties that we've been dealing with, a certain property we've been dealing with on Warren Ave? No?
Not that, no.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No?
Which
Warren
one?
Ave between 3 and 4 Street?
No, it's not because of that.
Okay. All right, I have nothing further.
Any discussion? Anybody else? Okay.
Move it.
Okay,
Second.
moved by Marti, second by Ray. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Rain,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
President Diaz,
Yes.
it passes.
All right, we're going to E-Echo. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Commissioner, amending Chapter 25, the City Code of Ordinance, entitled Certificate of Use, as provide in Exhibit A, providing for the repealer clouds, providing for severability clouds, and providing for an effective date, second reading, and public record. Public hearing.
You skipped D.
Oh, skip
Excuse
D.
me. Yeah, you said E. We're going to
Oh,
D.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right. I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first messed up.
You're doing
One too
fine.
many.
You're doing fine.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it. All right, let's go D, guys. D as Delta. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Commissioner, amending Chapter 14 of the City Code of Ordinance, entitled Building and Building Regulation, as provide in Exhibit A, providing for repealer clouds, providing for survivability clouds, and providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing. Public hearing, it's open. Let the record show nobody comes to the podium to talk about this item, Madam Clerk.
Correct.
All right, now we are closing the public meeting.
Through the chair.
Any discussion? Go ahead, Mr. Marcos Villanueva.
Do we have Scribner's error on the title, point of order, Mr. Attorney? Building and building regulations?
No.
Building and building regulations?
That's how it reads.
Building and building?
Yeah, building and building regulations.
It's buildings and building.
Entitled Building and Building Regulations.
Yeah.
You know, that is
Buildings
correct.
and building.
That's
It says-
correct.
It says building and building,
Regulations.
and that's proper?
That is exactly the way it's phrased in the code.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it?
Thank you.
We
Okay,
didn't
thank
write
you.
Sounds a little,
Yeah,
okay,
it
redundant to
sounds-
me,
it
but
sounds-
okay.
yeah.
Actually, through the chair,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
in Exhibit A, it actually says buildings and buildings.
Singular and plural.
Right.
Buildings.
And then
Yes.
on the
Yeah,
title,
the-
it's a little
yeah.
different.
Right.
So there is a minor Scribner's error.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
that does not affect the substance of the document, so I would not.
With
worry.
that, I yield, Mr. President,
Yes,
Mr. President.
sir. Anybody else got any? Because I have a question. All right, George, can you rebuttal this one a little bit more so I can understand it?
Okay.
There's I have a question, and my question is very simple. Is this, all these numbers that I see here, and I see some of them that I scratch,
And my question is the same as every other municipality?
I've basically, just so you know what this ordinance entails. This ordinance entails including this language that we didn't have previously of the industrial.
Okay.
For some one way or another, since we got the new area, I started adding the new one. It also includes expanding on the definition of homeowners association, because before we only had condominiums and cooperatives. We never had homeowners association per se. They're more or less the same thing, but the word homeowners association wasn't included into the format.
And I have another question. Is this association, did you have to pay more, or is this almost the same?
No. This is just clarification as to that all homeowners associations, condominium associations, co-ops, but that homeowners association that language was never in the code.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that was added to the code.
Okay, perfect.
The maintenance of, also added to that was the maintenance of any association of the common open area.
Okay.
The ownership and maintenance of the common open area. We had the basic enforcement issues for not meeting the regulations. And then on the fee schedules, we've added, in some areas, we had omitted industrial, and other areas where we had omitted commercial, so we fixed that up a little bit. And then the last part, which is the fee schedule of the zoning, which special exceptions and unusual uses had been added before, but special exceptions were not added. And you'll see we've added also special exceptions into the code, and the cost for the administrative variances for the single homeowners if they want to. If you get the signatures of your adjoining properties, then you could go administratively, and we have that ordinance already in place.
Okay.
And some people have used it already. So
Okay, so this is more,
avoids a public hearing.
so this ordinance right here, it's more
It's
applied
cleaner.
for the new west area that we just
Part
had.
for the west area and part for the overall.
For the whole thing,
process.
okay, so you basically combine together. All right,
Move.
moved by,
Second.
moved by,
Villanueva, second by
Villanueva, second by
Commissioner
Marti. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes,
Okay, it passes.
perfect. We're going now to E as Echo. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, City Commissioner amending Chapter 25 of the City Code of Ordinance entitled Certificate of Use as provide in Exhibit A, providing for repeller clouds, providing for surveyability clouds, and providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing. We are opening the public hearing. Madam Clerk?
Correct.
Nobody's coming to
Nobody's
the, all
coming to
right,
the point.
closing the public hearing. Go ahead,
This is
George.
just minor clarifications on the fees and it's the section of the renewal of the certificate of use, being more precise. There was language there that didn't need to be there after reading it and going through it several times and with staff, and they suggested these changes.
Okay, George, again, I'm going back to the pricing. I see some changing on pricing in here. Is this,
That doesn't affect.
It doesn't affect?
This is more for the high multifamily end.
Okay.
We're talking, over 10 units.
okay. Yeah, that's the only question I got. Anybody else?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Villanueva.
Well, you're talking about multi-use, right?
Multifamily, yeah.
Right, so we're talking about the University City District.
University City, correct.
And-
That's one of the reasons I adjusted it, because the University City was getting away with murder at times.
Like when?
As far as the count on the units.
So the beds per,
It's not the beds, it's, remember.
I know doors.
The units itself.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about, in response to what you were saying they were getting away with, they were counting beds, we count doors.
No, we count that, for fees, we count doors, not beds.
were saying the same thing. They were getting away with it because it's 4 beds per door. Got it. All right.
Sir, anybody else? Nobody else?
I'll move. Unless somebody else wants to move.
Moved by Villanueva, second by Isidro Ruiz. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Ruiz,
Yes, huh?
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio, Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it passes.
All right.
Treasurer,
Go ahead, sir.
Mr. President, if you don't mind, actually, this is Commissioner Villanueva's item. And if you are okay with it, I would like to move it up.
Which one is that?
Item M.
M?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a problem. Anybody else? Anybody have a problem with that?
No,
Are
thank
you
you.
okay, Commissioner?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
So let's
President.
go with M. Do I have anybody? Everybody's okay? Everybody good? All right. So let's go with M.
George, you good?
Let me get here.
George,
Take a break, George.
I can see.
Hardest working man in
Have some
Sweetwater.
water, good coffee.
He's the only guy that comes to our meetings.
All right, guys. M. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Florida, amending the City Code of Ordinance to provide for new start annual salary for probationary police officer, providing for similar increase for superior remarks,
Superior ranks.
ranks, providing for conflict, providing for survivability, providing for codification, providing for an effective date. First reading, Commissioner Villanueva.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a very important item to me personally, and I know that everybody here is extremely pro-police. We have the opportunity to make history. At one point, when I started in the police department in 1997, I was a dispatcher making $6 an hour. And I was hired as a police officer. My starting salary was $24,000 a year, which is equivalent to $12 an hour. So from 97 to 2003, in those 6 years, the starting salary was horrendous. When I came back to Sweetwater as a policeman, the second time around in 2012, I was a policeman from 2012 to 2018, I guess. The starting salary was $40,000 a year. Now, traditionally, the City of Sweetwater Police Department has been one of the lowest paid police departments, not only in Miami-Dade County, but in the state of Florida and in the nation. Today, the starting salary is $54,731.06. Now, my legislation is going to bring up the starting salary to $60,000 a year. But I actually have a request. Mr. Attorney, I'd like to change that number 60,000. It's on my heading. Can I do that?
It's not in the title.
It's not? So good, so I can change it.
I'm reading again, but I don't see any numbers in the title. Yeah.
Good. Now, come October 1st, our starting salary is going to be $56,646.64. That's going to be the starting salary come October 1st. I think we have already shown the rank and file of the Sweetwater Police Department that we are the most pro-police commission the city's ever had, and I will dare any other municipal government to be more pro-police than this commission, and it's impossible. Everybody here loves our cops, and I see you guys going to their calls, taking care of these guys, offering them water. So I want to give our cops credit where it's due. I want to give our officers across the board a $5,000 raise from $56,646.64, which would put the starting salary of the Sweetwater Police Department to $61,646 a year as a starting salary. That'll bring the Sweetwater Police Department to one of the highest paid starting salary police departments in Miami-Dade County. Not only have our hiring standards changed, not only do we have the very best equipment, not only do we have officers that truly care about our residents, but now that we have more annexation money, now that we have more money coming in from the University City District, every time one of these buildings sprouts up, we get an additional $1 million in ad valorem. So, by increasing the starting salary come October 1st to $61,646, that'll be a $5,000 raise across the board. Now, what is that? What is going to be that fiscal impact? Those $5,000, the city of Sweetwater has a payroll burden of 32%. That's FICA, Medicare, Social Security, workers' comp, retirement. 32% of $5,000 is $1,600. That'll be an increase, a payroll burden increase of $6,600 per officer per year. We currently have 64 officers in our rank and file. So it'll be a fiscal impact to our police budget of $422,400 a year. So by raising the starting salary by $5,000 to that number that I just said, and I'll write it down again.
It's 429.
Say again?
It's 429.
What's 429? Did I just?
It's 325. 5,000 times 65 officers is 325. Times 1.32 is 429.
No, but it's not 1.32. Let me see.
Did you say the burden was 32%?
Yeah, 32% is $1,600 plus 5,000.
It's 429.
So it's $6,600 times 64 officers is 422,400.
65 officers or 64?
64 and one vacancy.
Okay.
64 and one vacancy is 65 then. Thank you, Commissioner. 429,000 flat. So that is going to be our fiscal burden to the budget. And we're talking about increasing the starting salary to $61,646.64. Now, not only do our rookie officers get that money, but every single officer within their respective pay scales immediately get that bump in pay to include the entire rank and file in the hierarchy, including our chief of police. I believe a $5,000 a year raise is more than respectable. It shows our rank and file exactly where we are as a commission. There's plenty of money coming in as far as annexation is concerned. We've heard from, I don't know if you guys heard from finance or whatnot, it's about $5 million coming in from annexation money. We have monies coming in from University City District. There's plenty of money. All right? Now, my legislative intent, we're going to start with the cops, and then we're going to go to the civilian employees, because God knows our civilian employees are overworked and underpaid. Some of the people in the passport office are making $13 an hour. It's ridiculous. So we'll get to that. So my legislation, I'm asking my colleagues on the commission to unanimously support this item to raise the starting salary to $61,646.64 as a starting salary, and every officer gets a $5,000 a year bump in pay. With that, I yield.
Move. Second.
Whoa. I'd like to.
Hold
on a
Very
second.
good idea.
Through the chair.
Hold on.
I'm gonna give the
Commissioner Martinez.
Commissioner Marti. Go ahead.
All right. I want you to know, Marcos, that I'm going to support you.
Thank you.
I would like for you to consider a friendly amendment, though. So I've been talking to some of the folks at PD, and is our pension contribution 12%? Is that the number? So our pension contribution is 12%. It's on the high end. When we talk about salaries and benefits, they need to compare an apple to an apple and an orange to an orange. You know, I'm good with giving them a $5,000 raise. I would say to you, we should try to split that up into maybe $4,000, and we reduce their pension contribution so that it matches up more in line with all the competitors. So that this number isn't so high, but the other number is like an anomaly. we have an anomaly on our pension contribution on the police side. They're still getting the same amount of money, it's just dispersed in a different manner. And I think pension-wise, because we're not giving them a side, it also works better for the city. So they're still getting, $5,000. We can give them, let's say, 4 in salary and figure out what the difference is and reduce their pension contribution from maybe 12 to 10. So it works out the same way, but when you figure out a pension, it's got a better implication for us. With that,
Yes, sir. Go
Commissioner.
ahead, Marco.
Thank you.
Hold on. Let me.
It's all right. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Marco, go ahead and rebuttal.
So I think that's a great idea.
Yes.
The difference is that I already have a plan for that. And I don't have to count with these dollars because come October 1st, the officers per contract are receiving a 3.5% increase. So I was going to take a portion of that 3.5% increase and then offset that. The officers used to have a 6% contribution per contract. It's now a 12% contribution. Ultimately, what we're doing is we're discussing something that was done by contract, but ultimately, I don't see the union filing a grievance against the commission for us trying to give them better terms. So I do understand what you're trying to do. Luckily, I already thought about that because come October 1st, you're talking about, let's just say for a rookie officer, a rookie officer starts at $61,646, and now you have, what is going on here? 61,646, 64 times 3.5%. The 3.5% is roughly $2,157 per officer on a different percentage depending on how much they make. Now we can look at that calculation, and now we can lower their pension contribution, and there's no fiscal impact to the city. The officers are going to take the brunt of the impact. They're just going to basically relinquish the 3.5% increase, and we're going to look at that number and see how we can lower their contribution, and we'll figure out what that number is. But again, now we're talking about numbers and contract. The key figure is this. We're going to pay, giving them a $5,000 raise come October 1st. In addition to the $5,000 raise, they're going to get a 3.5% cost of living increase. That 3.5% cost of living, we're going to ask that they don't receive it, that we sit there and now we negotiate so it's not a bigger burden. The city's not paying more money, but maybe they're paying a little less in contribution. You understand? So we have a huge cushion to play with. So what you're talking about doing now, I already thought about that, using those funds, if that makes any sense. You good with that?
Are you good?
I'm good.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Go ahead, Mike.
So I think the challenge there is that by CBA, they get the 3.5. It's in their collective bargaining agreement. You probably can't go back and open that up. So they're going to get the 3.5 there. It's kind of, we're talking about the same thing. I'm just saying, let's not muddy the water. We don't have to go back and ask them to give the concession. We can, in essence, give the concession right now with how we run the math. It's the same math. It's how we run the math right now. We can get to your same number.
Right.
You're going to ask them 10-1 to go back and forego it. By CBA, by collective bargaining agreement, they can basically tell you, pound sand, I'm going to take my 3.5.
Right.
So we can fix that without you or the mayor or anybody having to go back and ask them. We can fix that right now. We can figure out what 2% is. Just say, look, you're going to get $4,000 in salary and $1,000 off in pension contribution. That's going to lower you from maybe 12 to 10, and we can resolve it right now.
So we're talking about doing the same, Mr. President, man.
Yes, sir. Just go ahead.
We're talking about doing the same thing, and I'll explain why. So I've already been in talks with the union, with the PBA. This pay scale is contractual.
Right, that's why it's the CBA.
So we're already kind of not violating the CBA, but we're amending the CBA without the consent of the members in the collective bargaining union, the PBA, or the administration. And at this point, our city attorney's dying to say something. I'm not even going to talk. I'm not saying a word to him. I don't want to hear, respectively, I don't want to hear a word you have to say right now. I think we have the same intent. Why don't we do this? Because either way, we're gonna get the cops more money, so I don't care how it happens. Why don't we pass this in first reading? You'll go to the finance department, I'll go to the finance department, you guys go to the finance department. We'll figure out a number that we all like. We come back to the meeting, right? We figure out how we're gonna amend this language, right, as amended, and we move it forward. Because no matter what, the fact that you said I'm gonna support this item and everybody else is gonna support it, it's gonna get the guys exactly what they want. So I would like to move this thing forward. Let's go back and get some actual numbers, some actual data, as far as percentages and whatnot. So respectfully, I'd like to move this item.
Through the chair. Okay, I got
Ian, you can
Ian,
just say Ian,
sorry,
it's
Ian.
easy, it's easy. I'd like to hear what the city attorney has to say, that's all. I'm still supporting this item, I just wanna hear what his concern is.
Okay, so there are a couple of issues here. This similar matter popped up many years ago on the civilian side when Mayor Maronio gave everybody a raise, and during collective bargaining, the union representative at that point was very miffed that the city gave the employees a raise without clearing it with the union. And I was the lead negotiator at that point, and I said, well, we can always take it back. At which point he looked dumbfounded, had no idea what to say, and the matter just proceeded. So, in giving this raise, you are acting outside the collective bargaining agreement. Technically, that is a breach of the terms of the collective bargaining agreement. Will the union complain about this? They may not like it, but they probably won't. However, once you start having to move money around from their contributions and say that a portion of the contribution will be reduced at some point in the future, at that point you're talking about something more than a simple raise. You're talking about having them agree to something. You're talking about reopening a collective bargaining agreement. One, the union is under no obligation to reopen a collective bargaining agreement, punto y aparte. They have no obligation at all. Number two, if they do open it, then they may wish to have it open for matters above and beyond simply that one issue. They may wish to have it amended for the color of uniforms or whatever, something completely outside of the idea of this commission. And third, the negotiation would have to be conducted by the administration that may be unwilling to amend or open the collective bargaining agreement, or may be unwilling to proceed down this path. Providing a simple raise is something that you are acting outside the scope of the collective bargaining agreement, but ultimately I don't think the union's going to complain about it. But again, once you start getting into negotiations, getting into discussions, and getting into moving money, from that they're getting now the 3%. They're supposed to be getting in the 3% raise or 3.5% raise, and moving it someplace else. At that point, that requires real negotiations that I don't believe this commission is going to be able to pull off, because that requires input from the administration.
Okay.
Through Chair.
Go ahead.
Before I move this resolution twice, actually, I would like to hear from Mr. Diaz, Chief of Police.
Chief?
Sir, I would like to give us your opinion on this matter.
Well, I'm never going to fight higher rate pay for my officers.
Of course, I just want to
think
hear you.
that at the stage we are now, we are a competitive police department, but we're not quite there at par with other agencies. I believe that, again, a higher pay attracts quality talent, quality personnel, and you will see an attrition of other officers from other agencies jumping ship and coming over here as a result of this. It started already, the migration, and it's going to continue. And I think this is a step in the right direction.
I just wanted to hear from you in the department. So, with that, are you?
Okay, can I?
Yes, Marty, go ahead.
Chief, so I received the document, and when we get an officer that's got, let's say, 5 years from FHP or another agency, do we pay them more because they come with experience?
No, they start at the probationary rate.
Is that something we can incorporate in to get an officer that's got,
It's kind of difficult to gauge, and very difficult to do under this current collective bargaining agreement that we have. I think it would become an issue of opening the contract again, Ralph, and bringing that matter to the table as adding that as an additional condition for employment based on tenure or years.
Exactly.
I think you can do it for additional benefits. I don't think we can do it under the current contract.
You can't do it under the current contract. The only way you can do that is if you bring them in a command position.
That's correct.
Lieutenant or above, and at that point you can hire as many people as you want in that position. But if you're going to bring them in at the union level, which is officer or sergeant, no, they under the current contract you have to follow the procedure that's in the contract.
Yeah, I agree with Ralph. It's tricky when it comes to the contract, and I know because Ralph and I both sat for these negotiations, and I tend to agree with Ralph's prior statement as well regarding the volatility of having to reopen the contract with the union and bringing up the issue of the contribution, because I know that was a very big issue in negotiation, and it still is. I mean, it still is. So I don't know that would be taken with open arms either, without asking for something in addition, like Ralph said.
Exactly.
Do they also go through FTO program regardless of experience?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. We, as opposed to some other agencies who require twice, maybe 3 times as much training a year, that's just as a matter of practice and policy on my decision. I think that it provides for a better training department, more effective police department, and more community-based and oriented police department. And I think you can see it, our complaints are down to nil, pretty much after our body cams were implemented. So again, I chime into what Ralph says. I agree with you. We are kidding Ralph on that, especially after having dealt with all the negotiations and all the intricacies of the contract itself.
Right. The issue is, again, when you go to the union and ask, we would like to reopen the contract for issue A. Well, they may say yes, they may say no, or they may say, sure, we'll open it, but we want to open it for issues B, C, and D as well, which the city may not want to open because the city may be very happy with those issues. So, and that's fine, because at that point the city can always say no. But the point is that you could actually have a negotiation on opening the contract as a prelude, to the actual negotiation in the contract itself.
And that in and of itself could take literally months, maybe a year, if you're lucky.
Through the chair.
Sir, go ahead.
I think another commissioner wanted to speak before I speak.
No, I already did.
No.
All right, so this is why I didn't want this to become so convoluted. Most certainly, I respect Ralph's decision, but I didn't want to hear him because I get how delicate this is.
You knew what it was going to be.
I will tell you this, and this is my opinion, being somebody who also has negotiated the police pension contract. We've all negotiated police pension contract. The difference is that the final decision of the police pension contract is not the chief of police, it's not the city attorney, it's not the mayor, it's the commission. So the mayor can negotiate whatever terms he wants. The commission can then turn around and say, thank you for those terms, we want this, and this is what we're voting upon, yes or no. So, with all due respect, my legislation is to increase the police salary by $5,000 to $61,646.64. That means everybody gets a $5,000 bump across the board. That is my legislation right now. We do have many, many things to discuss, and I'm glad that Commissioner Mati brought it up. Everybody here knows that our officers are paying a 12% contribution towards their pension. I do not agree with that at all. It used to be 6%. we need to do some things to lower that contribution. There's a lot of things we need to do for our officers. We need to get new cars. We need to have night differential, afternoon differential. There's plenty of things that need to be done. But this is a step in the right direction. I know, and let me talk to my officers. If you guys don't thank the commissioners the next time you see them, you're gonna have a big problem with me, because we're about to pass this thing.
All right now.
So
You done?
I asked, Mr. President, I'm done. Let's vote yes.
get it done.
Let's
Let's
go.
get it
Quiet
done.
perform.
Let's get it done. There's a move. I just want to say something.
2 seconds, Ramon.
Yeah, I just want to say something. I'm pro police 100%, Marcos, and everybody here is. But you remember, we got to think about other people that work in the city. They're regular, and we're gonna get there. I just want you to know that there's other people out there that deserve a little bit more money.
Civilians.
Well, you heard what I said, right?
Yes, I got you. That's why I want to bring it up, and I make sure that everybody understood. And I'm with you on that. I have
Baby steps, baby.
I have a move by Idania Años, second by
By me twice.
Isidro Ruiz twice. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Ruiz,
3 times? No. Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Abso-freaking-lutely yes.
All right.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Absolutely, yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
President Diaz.
A big yes with a capital letter.
Okay, it passes on first reading.
All right, let's go. F. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, City Commissioner amending Chapter 58, Article I, in general, creating Section 58-3, offense against public and providing private property of the city code, providing for repealer clause, providing for severability clause, and providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing. Mayor Orlando Lopez, zoning official. The public hearing is open. Madam Clerk, nobody's here to talk about it. Public hearing is closed. Anybody? George?
Yes, basically, this is a new ordinance, a new section to chapter 58. Basically, it deals with offenses against public and private property, and it delineates that no person will willfully and maliciously, one or otherwise, deface, do something in the public right-of-way, destroy sidewalks, destroy public properties, and just go
That's it.
through it.
All right,
and you
do I have a
fines
motion?
of $500.
Move. Second.
Moved by
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Ian, second by Ray. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Ruiz,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
Okay, it passes.
All right, G. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater for amending Chapter 62, Article 2 of the City Code of Ordinance to provide for procedures and dates certain for rent, for receipt and distribution of all revenue received thereunder, providing for surveyability, providing for code configuration, providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing. Commissioner Marti. A public hearing is open. Nobody is coming to talk about this item. Public hearing is closed. Go ahead, Mr. Marti.
Distribution of the revenues.
So this is the second reading, correct?
Yes, sir.
Of the 185 distribution for the 50% offset of pension costs, and then establishing the share accounts for the officers. Again, this is a home run for the police chief to be able to attract and have benefits that are comparable with other communities. And I think it's just a win-win for the community. So with that, I yield.
Move.
Thank you, sir. All right, there is a move by Villanueva, second by Isidro Ruiz. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Ruiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it passes.
Okay, H, an ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Florida, amending Section 50-85 of the City Code of Ordinance to provide for the appointment of one member of the City Commissioner as a ex officio member of the Police Pension Board of the Treasurer. Trustees. Providing for servability, providing for codification, providing for an effective date, second reading, and public hearing.
Mr. President, if I
Yes.
may please, before you open the public hearing, this matter has been carried over from the previous meeting because we have not yet received the opinion from the Attorney General's office.
Okay, so
As
this
of
is,
today, I checked, and we still have not received it. I would ask that this matter be tabled again to July 11th, which is the next meeting. I do not believe we're going to need this matter. I believe that the current ordinance as written will be sustained by the Attorney General. I'm only asking that this matter be tabled just in case. In the
Okay.
event that it is sustained by the Attorney General, then at that point, we'll go ahead and pull the item.
all right, so this,
Okay, if you can
this
please
item-
table it to July 11th.
all right, we're gonna table this one for the July 11
I'll move that.
meeting. Do we need a motion on move or anything?
Yes, you need a motion to
All right,
table.
I got a motion by Commissioner
Second.
Ray, second by Ian. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, I, an ordinance of the City of Sweetwater Commission, amending Chapter 14, Building and Building Regulation, amending Article 2, permit fee, Section 14-26, Public Work Fee Schedule, providing for an effect for repealer clouds, providing for severability clouds, and providing for an effective date. First reading, Mayor Lopez, zoning official.
Yes, this is basically an amendment to the section of the public works fees. Basically to bring them in line with other fees that are out there. We were running behind on the public works fees, and the public works director adjusted the fees accordingly. We got together and we came up with the new
Okay.
public works fees that are before you.
Okay, I got some comments. Anybody?
Go ahead.
All right, George, again, this is, I see the, there's more, we're charging more.
It's mostly on right of ways. It's all right of ways because we're gonna be getting a lot of right of ways, especially we're starting to look at the new annex area. And we're getting a lot of new right of ways and stuff like that, which is paving and drainage and stuff like that, that we're addressing it. This is not going at anything for residential or anything like that.
Okay, but my thing is this money that is being increased, have you checked with other municipalities?
Yes, that's what we did.
And we were lower or we're right there with them?
We're
In the
we
middle?
We were lower originally.
Right.
Now we're just about there.
Just about there.
We didn't come up all the way to the top.
Okay,
There's other fees out there.
got the floor with my,
Marquito.
Marquito.
He
Thank
didn't
you,
even
Mr.
ask for the
President.
floor. He knew it.
George, at the bottom of page 3 of 13, PW Papa Whiskey 010, the description says for driveways with greater than 20 feet but less than 40 feet consisting of one or two drives, including private property, increase from $100 to $150.
Okay.
I want to leave that at $100 for the residents.
All right.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
I asked that my colleagues review this document to make sure that anything to do with our residents, we don't have any fee increases. If it comes to businesses, no problem. For PW09, for driveways width of 20 feet or less consisting of one or two drives, including private property, it says 115. There is no increase, but I want to put it to $100, just like the second one of PW10.
I'm sorry, Marcos, can you, so everybody that's in the same page, what page are you talking about?
Three.
Of 13.
13.
So you're looking at Exhibit A,
No,
which is this document here.
Yes, sir.
Exhibit A, 3 of 13.
Yeah, but you're on page
3.
3 of
Oh,
13, yeah.
Three
No,
or
no, not
three.
three right here, three out of the resolution.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me make sure, because I'm very interested on that. Right there. Okay, Exhibit A, I got you.
Right, so I'm just gonna start with PW01, which is the top of the document.
Gotcha.
George, you following?
Yeah.
So PW01, would there ever be an instance for a resident to be affected by PW01?
I don't see it.
So
that's all in the right of way, remember. This is public way, so.
I know,
A developer will do.
I know, but I'm going through just to make sure.
I think if you look at it, I think where you were at, for construction of asphalt, concrete, that whole section there, we could either adjust it accordingly, page 3 and page 4.
Right.
Adjust it accordingly to what this commission would like, and especially because these are more residential oriented.
So 3 of 13, PW09 and PW10.
And
I'm asking for it to be amended back to $100.
and PW 11, 12, and 13.
And then PW 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah, take a look at those.
Okay, I'm asking
To keep
that, well, not keep. I want to lower the PW 11 says 170. I want to lower that to 100.
Keep everything at 100. You want to keep everything at 100?
Well, when it comes to residents, I'm really not interested in revenue.
All right.
And I think we have plenty of revenue in the business side. I just want to make it easy for residents. I mean, I think you guys are doing a phenomenal job of building and zoning. I just want to give our residents a little help, you know? So when it comes to PW 11, PW 12, PW 13,
Okay.
I want to make those three $100, the permit fees.
All right.
Including PW 11?
PW 11, PW 12, PW 13.
All right.
And then I'm looking at PW 14. No, that's lane pavement, resurfacing, minimum fee, embankment. No. George, do you see anything else that would be for residents?
That's only residents.
So I'll tell you what, for now, I'm good with those 3 amendments. If we could just change that language, and then we'll pass it in first reading if anybody sees anything else.
9 through 13. You mean?
Yeah, 9 to 13.
Yeah, so 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 to 100. And then I'm good with passing first reading. I'm going to review just to make sure. If I see something later on, I'll say in the next meeting.
Done?
With that, I yield.
Yes. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
Your
this
turn.
is first reading, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as a first reading item, given that it is an administration item, if the administration is okay with those changes, it does not need a vote. So if you're okay with the changes, then that's what they are.
It doesn't have to, I'm sorry.
The changes do not need a vote, because the administration is okay with the changes.
All right.
Okay.
So if, when we come to second reading, if you see something else out there, then we'll
Yep.
adjust it accordingly.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I encourage every commission to look at this item, and then on second reading, we can do some changing. Okay? Anybody else?
So you want to move in first reading? Move?
Yeah, and you, George,
Second.
you're gonna draft the changes, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I don't have this.
Okay, I have a motion. I have a motion by
To the
Villanueva,
chair.
second
The
by,
chair.
oops, hold on.
Okay, we're gonna be passing the first reading as it is.
No,
No, with the
As amended.
As amended?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and then we can come back, and then
Okay.
this is first reading, and then we got second
Okay,
reading.
okay, just wanna make that sure.
Okay, I have a motion by Villanueva, second by Martí. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Rain,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes, as amended.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it passes on first reading.
All right, K,
PW 30.
an ordinance of the City of Sweetwater.
J.
Oh, I'm sorry, J.
37?
Yeah.
Going fast on this one. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater amending Section 56-2 definition and Section 56-38 exemptions of Chapter 56 special events, providing for repealer clause, providing for severability clause, and providing for an effective date. First reading, Mayor Lopez, zoning official.
Basically, it's just the definitions, they were kind of misleading, and I made some adjustments to the definitions on the outdoor events and the outdoor retail events. They sounded the same, and just added for temporary equipment and structures for on temporary events. That's it.
Okay, anybody?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Mr. Villanueva.
On Exhibit A, Section 56 through 38, where you're striking language, you're striking city manager because we don't have one.
So it'll be the building official.
Or designee. So now, let's read that language just to make sure that we don't want to make that the city commission. Outdoor events that occur entirely on private property within areas designated commercial or mixed use in the city's comprehensive development master plan, future land use map, and on the city zoning map, which contains retail, dining, entertainment space in excess of 200,000 square feet are allowed without restraint or limitation as participants and without the need for a permit, provided that the owner developer provides the building official or designee upon request with a site plan that shows the location. Okay. I don't have an issue with that.
All right. So you are including the planning and zoning board members, obviously, right?
No.
No, this
Zoning official.
Yeah.
Building official, all right.
Yeah, building official or
Or
designee.
Oh,
designee.
designee, okay.
Okay, I have a motion.
Move.
Moved by Villanueva, second by Idania Yanyu. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Rain,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes. Real quick,
Passes.
yes, sir. It's building official or designee, correct?
Right.
Yeah, you have of designee.
Oh, out this in me?
Yeah.
Make the correction, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Este Lagos Road.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Kate, this is what I call a combo.
A lot of measurements here.
An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Commissioner, amending Article 1, General Provision, Section 1.02, definition, Article 2, zoning, Section 2.04.08, Special Commercial District, Section 2.05.00, University City District Regulation, Article 4, Development Design and Improvement Standard, Section 4.03.00, Off-Street Parking and Loading and creating Section 4.03.06, Parking Trust Fund, amending Article 5, accessory structures, creating Section 5.07.00, temporary structure and use 5.080.00, boat storage, 5.09.00, recreation and camping equipment, 5.10.00, outdoor boating and RV storage, and 5.11.00, permanently installer generator, amending Article 7, relief, creating Section 7.060.00, usual use, amending Article 9, administration and enforcement, Section 9.02, non-conforming lots, use and structures, creating Section 9.03.04, prima facie evidence for illegal residential use, and 9.03.05, unite of title requirement for residential development of the City of Sweetwater Land Development Code, providing for a repealer clause, providing for severability clause, and providing for an effective date. First reading, Mayor Lopez, zoning official. Now, this is what I call a combo, all included. You know, when you go to Burger King and you get the fried, the chicken, and the whole thing. George, you need to get into this.
This one,
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of questions here.
This one is going to first reading. I put it to first reading again so the commission could have a good look at the different sections.
We're gonna need a month.
Briefly, what this is about is, as you can see, I'm amending several sections of the Land Development Code as I keep going through it, and the new additions that we're getting to the city and all that. And I'm seeing a lot of things that could be adjusted. One, we've included tandem parking, which we never addressed. We adjusted the parking regulations for University City. We've been having a lot of problems with parking in University City, so the parking increased in the University City as far as the number of parking per unit. I've also added for the city to have the opportunity in the future, if a developer wants to have a buy down in parking, they could buy it down. We haven't developed yet the cost of the buy down for a parking space, and that will go into a general fund, not general fund, but to a parking fund, which will allow the city to purchase a property and build a parking garage.
Okay.
The fee for that thing and however many parking spaces you wanna buy down, there will be a cost associated with the number of parking spaces you buy down. Let's say 15,000 a parking space. You want to buy down 10, you donate 150,000 towards the parking buy down. The more you donate, the more money the city gets.
The parking trust.
Yeah, like a trust. Yeah, we'll keep it on the side, and then when we have enough, we could buy a property. Also, we looked at together with the different sections. I looked at in going around the city, there's a lot of residential, so I don't have problems with residents with, recreational equipment or boats and stuff like that, but I've seen some that have 5 or 6 boats in the house, and they're using the boats, and one of them is right on 7th Street. They're using the boats to repair and all that, so there's regulations there for all this. I created, again, the unusual uses section, which we never had, but we had it in the code a while back. We created for non-conforming lots and for illegal regulations for illegal residential uses, and that basically is it. It's just a matter of the commission going through it and asking me questions, and we go one item by one item, because a lot of it is new.
Yes, sir. This is what I call a combo. I got go ahead, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let me start off by saying that I have the utmost respect for George Vera. I do not believe that there's a better zoning official in Miami-Dade County. I would actually challenge somebody to say that. Now, that being said, George, I do not like legislation that is earmarked like this, where it's a huge piece of legislation. I do not like it because it gets convoluted, and there are certain items here that I have issues with. Like the metered parking, I have certain issues with. I do love the fact that, and you and I have spoken about the importance of having a need for city-owned garages, potentially starting our own municipal parking authority here in the city of Sweetwater, which would be huge. We know there's a need for it in the University District, but I would respectfully request, I don't know how my colleagues feel about this, but I think this legislation is too convoluted. There's too much in it. To be able to vote on every single item, I would love to see each item on its own. I'll be honest with you, I have no problem staying here till 4 o'clock in the morning when it's good legislation. But it's just my personal opinion.
He does.
So I would just ask my colleagues that, or George, if respectfully, I don't know if this could be tabled and then maybe repurposed. That way we can look at each item on its own.
What I could do is bring each item as a separate ordinance.
Yes.
And each section.
I think that's easier for me
for you.
and respectfully
Fine.
for my colleagues. With that, I yield.
Yes, sir. I was going to say that if you can bring this, like I'm agree with Marcos on that. Can you want to go ahead and table this one?
No, you don't table. He withdraws the item.
Okay.
And then he brings new items for July.
Okay.
Right.
George.
So I'll withdraw this,
So pulled.
and I'll bring you.
So, yeah, basically
each
you
one
pull
of
in
these
this one.
items. I'll break it down. If I see some of them are fairly close together, I'll bring 2 of them.
Thank you.
In one.
I appreciate it.
Through the chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I do have one question for you. Is there something in here about trailers, people that have trailers in their homes?
It has everything.
Because there's people that have
Recreational trailers with living in those
that are actually
trailers.
hooked on to sewer and all
Yeah,
that
you
in
can,
the
you can.
neighborhood.
That's there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Or maintenance.
All right, you got
That
it,
too.
Madam Clerk?
Yes.
He's going to go ahead and,
Yeah, it's withdrawn.
thank you.
Maybe another day.
All right now. Coming along, guys. All right, we're going, L. An ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Florida, establishing programming by which employee may convert leaving time into a direct payment, providing for procedure, providing for definition, providing for limit, providing for inspections, providing for severability, providing for codification, providing for an effective date, first reading. Commissioner Marti.
So this is an item that I wanted to bring up. We have employees that borrow money from some of these providers that offer high interest rate loans to our employees, and a lot of them have time on the books. For us as a city, it's an unfunded liability piece. If we could create a mechanism for the employees to sell, let's say, a certain percentage of their time on an annual basis, they come to us May 1st with a request. We budget for it for October, then October 1 in the new budget year it gets paid out. It's just another mechanism for us to reduce our unfunded liability, and it gives the employee the opportunity to, if they need money for something, an emergency, a catastrophe or something, they got a bill, they can, use that to sell their money. So,
Move.
Through the
with
chair.
that, I yield. None. Go ahead, Marcus.
Just one item. You have my 1,000% support. Thank you for that. Here's my question. Does this include sick time, vacation time, administrative time?
Includes sick, annual, and comp leave.
So we have here sick, vacation. Would you consider annual vacation?
Yes. That's how we, yeah.
So we have
right?
sick, vacation. We
comp.
have comp, and then we have admin time, which is
Admin time is.
it's a special.
I don't think it's earned, is it?
Yeah, it's when
No,
you get
admin,
the
admin time
shaft.
is not.
Yeah,
It's
no.
not counted. It's not allotted.
Right.
In the sense that for this to make sense, you have to be able to look at a chart that unquestionably contains. This is the number of hours for this. This is the number of hours for that.
Right.
Admin time is just.
I know. That's why I'm using specific language.
No, it does not contain admin time because there's no way to keep track of that.
So here's my question: upon
Admin time is essentially comp time, really.
right, upon a retirement window of our officers, and let's just say one of our officers has 1,300 hours of vacation time and 900 hours of sick. I'm not trying to single anybody out. Would that officer be able to get all that money back upon retirement? Does your legislation cover that?
Upon retirement, no. Upon retirement, it's covered by the CBAs, and they each have different thresholds. I know one threshold is 300 hours for, I believe, sick for civilians.
Got it.
However, you would be able to draw down a substantial number of hours here separately. I think you need to maintain a set amount of sick time. Let me see.
So, Commissioner Martinez, do your hours have a cap?
It doesn't have a cap because the CBA affects it. I didn't get that deep into it, but clearly if the employee has the ability to sell, let's say 40 hours of sick and 40 hours of vacation and 40 hours of comp, it helps them,
Right. So what I'm looking at is, I'm not looking at, yeah, I am. I'm looking at circumventing the collective bargaining agreement. So what I mean is, upon separation of the agency, the officers can take, I believe, 300 sick and something vacation, whatever that number is. But your legislation doesn't have a specific number on what the officers can sell back, correct?
Well, it's not just the officer, it's any employee.
Move.
Yeah.
Second.
Good job.
Yeah, there is a move by
Commissioner
Idan,
Llanos?
second
But
by,
hold on, I have a problem with my phone.
second by Manquito. Roll call,
My
Madam
phone's
Clerk.
going crazy.
Serious spying.
I love this
Commissioner
item.
Reese?
Yes, ma'am.
Look, hold on.
Sometimes I make mistakes.
My phone is going crazy. Let me turn it off, please. Give me a second, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what's going on. It's talking by
The
itself.
NSA.
That's
The
okay.
NSA.
It wanted to vote.
Let's take it a vote, yeah?
Okay.
All right.
It was talking by itself.
Sure. Go ahead, Madam
Okay,
Clerk.
now?
Commissioner Martin?
I'm good
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva?
Yes.
Commissioner Llanos?
now. Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Ray?
Yes.
Real.
President Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it passes on first reading.
Okay, we're going N. An ordinance.
Oh wait, before you read it,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
actually gonna pull this item and bring it back in the next meeting. There's some things I gotta fix in there.
That's item N? Yes, sir.
N, yeah.
N.
All right. Yeah, he's putting, Vallecillo is putting item N. And, okay, an ordinance of the City of Sweetwater, Florida, amending 8.04.02A of the Land Development Code regarding the appointments of members of the Planning and Zoning Board, providing for severability, providing for codification, providing for an effective date. First reading, Commissioner Villacidro. Villacidro.
You combined a lot of names.
Damn, bro, that's too many Villacidro.
You combined me and Villanueva and Isidro all into one commission.
This is an actual joint.
I get there, buddy. I get there.
It's a Burger King bundle.
We're co-sponsors.
The Burger King bundle.
All right.
All right.
He's dying to use that. He's dying to use that.
Go ahead, guys.
This is a pretty simple item. It's just that currently the code for planning and zoning board, you have to be a homeowner, a property owner in the city. This item is just to change that, to open it up to if you're a renter, if you own a business or a property in the city, because I think it's a little bit archaic that only property owners could serve on the board, because we commissioners, we're not required to own property to be here. None of the boards require that, and a lot of cities also don't require that for P&Z boards. So I just want, this item is just to simply change that, and let me see. So, yeah, it's just simply to change that ordinance to allow.
Second.
You're done?
No, to the
Okay, hold on. I just want to vote off. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I don't agree to it. It's a lot of here that have business, they don't live in Sweetwater.
Okay.
You know that very well. It's a lot of business, all of them, they don't live in the city of Sweetwater. And I think being as an owner, you have more understanding, because I've been serving in the board, and I think a lot of commissioners here also have served in the board too. And I believe that being an owner is a totally different, feeling about, what is going to be done, what is going to be affecting, once you own the property. So that's my opinion.
Yes, ma'am.
Through
You
the
done?
chair.
Hold
Sorry.
on. You done?
Yes, I'm done.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Let's vote up.
I just wanted to bring up that the way it's written, it's limiting. Right now, it's limiting who can be on that board. I know at least 2 people that are very knowledgeable about planning and zoning issues that can't be on the board because they don't own property in the city, but they live in the city. One's about to become a lawyer, zoning and land use lawyer, and the other's a young developer who actually is constantly filing zoning changes across the county. He doesn't have any properties in the city, but in other places. So I'm not saying I want to put those guys on there. I have my person on there. I'm going to keep that person on there. This is just for the future, for when there's a vacancy, just to have a wider pool of people to select.
Okay, thank you.
Through the chair.
Mr. Reese, go ahead.
Commissioner Vice, would you like to actually remove the business owners and just keep it on city residents only? I mean, no property owners, just to be a resident of the city.
To be a resident of the city, registered to vote in the city.
It don't matter if it's registered to vote, has nothing to do with voting, but at least a resident of the city who cares about the city. Because I don't think a business owner is gonna care about the city as an actual resident of the city. So I'm gonna agree with you if you actually change that and just keep it on residents.
Okay, regardless of whether it's renter or owner.
Are you okay with that, man?
Yeah, I would like to for you to
No,
listen.
because rental can be, what happened if they move?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, then they have
let's
to
go ahead.
No, they moved. They have to resign, just like if.
Not everybody can own a house right here in the city.
I know, but
That's my point without a deal.
It's a different concept.
Yeah, listen, guys, let's go ahead and get opinion of our commissioner. Go ahead. You finished? Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done without
Okay, go
a
ahead,
deal.
Ray.
I'm gonna rebuttal to hers. I'm a renter, and I'm a commissioner. If I was to move, I would need to resign from my position, because we all know what happens if you don't live in the city and you're a commissioner here. So I'm just saying,
That's my opinion.
we have a few, I don't know if we have a few renters here, but I would agree to, if you were to amend the language into renters, which they would live in the city. They don't pay direct taxes, but they do pay them indirect to the owner. The owner pays the property taxes. So, business owners, I do understand, they probably don't care. They probably do. I'm not saying they don't. My opinion would be removing the business owners and, you know, keeping the renters.
Through the chair. Well, my intention of putting business owners in there, because there's a lot of business owners that have been here for years, and they do care about the city. They spend the whole day here in the city every day working for the city, serving the residents of the city, and so that's the reason I wanted to include them. But you guys bring up a legitimate point. Maybe that's something we could touch upon in a later date in another commission meeting. So yeah, for sure, I'll remove the business owner thing and just leave it city residents that have lived here for 2 years, at least, just like commissioners.
Done?
So your
Amending.
Okay, this is first reading, so you can amend it on the fly on your own without approval. So it will read, members of the Planning and Zoning Board shall be residents of the city who have resided in the city for at least 2 years prior to holding office.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the new language.
Done? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. I'm gonna go be.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. I just wanted to make sure that we just said residents. We didn't need to identify renter or owner.
No, it's resident.
Yeah, that's
residents.
perfect.
Yeah.
You
That's
read
what
it,
it
that's,
said.
yeah, that's
Residents
perfect.
who resided in the city for at least 2 years
I'm good
prior
with that.
to
Or more.
exit service.
Okay, I might disagree with this. I might agree with Idania, Commissioner Idania, Daniel. I was part of that board, and I have a problem with rentals. Rentals are leaving, and we staying. And when I was at the board, I remember people want to do things in their house that, you know, if I'm a rental, I don't care whatever they do. To be honest with you.
To be sure.
And you know, to me, the rentals, they come and go. You know, the homeowners, they stay. And go ahead, sir.
I mean, he just said it, I'm not saying anything. Commissioner Ray Jr., he's been a renter right here in this city since he was born. And he's one of our city commissioners right now. So not necessarily,
Well,
they have to come and go. He's been living here his whole life.
well, and I'm not, just to rebuttal on that, Richard,
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
it doesn't mean that you come and go because you're a renter. Homeowners come and go as well. Sell the house,
Exactly.
they leave. It doesn't mean, you probably have renters here that have been here longer in the city than homeowners.
Yep.
I'm sure there's residents here that, you know, that have bought a house here 5 years ago and they're gone now. Doesn't mean because you're a renter you're gonna leave.
Yep.
If you're a homeowner, you could leave as well. You find a bigger house, or you lived with your kids and now you're gonna go to an apartment, but you found an apartment in Homestead at $100,000 cheaper. I mean, I'm not gonna keep this talking. I'm just saying.
All right, that's it?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, ma'am, go ahead.
This is my last comment. What he was mentioning, because what I was sitting on the board, okay, is when you're planning to do something on the property. If you're rental, you don't care what's gonna happen with the property. When you own it, you do. And then you care what is gonna be done, what is gonna be changed, because you own that property. That's the only reason why I'm saying
You
that,
care
because
at that time.
I was sitting at the, as a member of the board, and you can see what everybody was there was looking for, because they own properties and they want to be done something that doesn't affect the property. If you rental, who cares what's gonna happen? If they build whatever they wanna build, they change whatever they change, you're renting, it's not your property. That's my only point of view. Everybody's
Let's go
up to
ahead.
the point
Take
of
a
view, and thank you.
All right, that's it? So let's go to vote. Ma'am, anybody else?
Do we have it
Anybody
as
else?
amended?
That's it?
He has already amended.
Yeah, I amended.
Yeah, he already
So
did
he
that.
amended
To residents.
to residents.
Residents who resided in the city for at least 2 years prior to assuming office.
Okay. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Okay, do we have a motion?
No, well, you
I'll,
have a
I'll,
motion?
I'll move it.
Okay, there's a moving by Ruiz, second by Villasidu. Go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't vote like this thing.
I get it.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes, as amended.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Mr. President, on the point of order, Mr. Attorney, on the language, does it say that you have to be an American citizen?
No. That has been removed.
American citizen has been removed?
Yes.
How about the language?
Okay, well, I didn't want to remove that part. Just the business owner, that's what's removed.
All right, hold on for a minute.
U.S. citizen, Florida permanent resident should still be in there.
Okay, well,
Or the two
That
differences?
was, the original language did not contain anything about U.S. citizens. It says that members of the Planning and Zoning Board shall be residents and freeholders of the city, period. So that's the language that currently exists. There's nothing about being a U.S. citizen. The language that has been amended, as amended, is members of the Planning and Zoning Board shall be residents of the city who have held office who have resided in the city for at least 2 years prior to assuming office. That's the language that's been voted upon, or that's the language that Commissioner Villanueva, Vallecillo, amended.
Same guy. Commissioner through the chair,
Yes,
point
sir.
of order.
Go ahead.
Commissioner Vallecillo, I'm sure you're not going to have an issue with adding language that you must be an American citizen on there, correct?
No, I don't have a problem with that. I put that in there. I don't know why I don't see it there now.
It's in the language
Okay.
that you have added.
Okay.
It's not in the language that was, it was in the language that's deleted. The conversation is, as it pertained to, as it was stated earlier, was that the only qualification would be residence. And the time that they were gonna be, that they had to reside in the city. That's what the amendment contains.
Okay, well, let's make sure it says U.S. citizens in there.
So at this point, you need a second, if that's what you're going to do at this point, the other matter has to die, and you have to take another vote on this.
You just rewrite it, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to just rewrite it? So it's not so controversial?
All right, yeah, we'll rewrite it.
You want to
Okay,
pull it?
So, you wanna pull it?
Yeah, let's pull it. We'll rewrite
All right.
it.
All right, cool.
So it's been pulled.
After move and a second.
Do I need a motion?
No, he's the puller.
Okay,
He's the
he's
maker.
pulling it. Thank you, sir. All right, Q. A resolution of the mayor and city commissioner of the city of Sweetwater granting a petition to close Northwest 16th Street between the Red Road, Spur, west of Northwest 127th Avenue and Northwest 128th Avenue. Road closing. Petition number P-920, authorizing the mayor, city clerk, city attorney to take all action necessary for implementation and providing for an effective date. Mayor Lopez,
Move.
zoning official.
Second.
Yeah, George, what is this?
This is, previously, I think on the last commission, the commission approved a plat for a flatway.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
this is the road closure for the plat.
Yes, sir.
And you could see there that they paid 50,000
Through the chair.
400.
Yeah, Mati, go ahead. Mr. Attorney, is this found money also?
Yes.
What is this again? How much money is being,
Additional revenue.
This is general fund.
I'm sorry, how much money is being, delivered? How much money is being paid?
50,000.
50,488.
Is this budgeted money? Is it budgeted? Was this money ever budgeted, or is this money
No,
that's
no,
being
this is
paid?
money that we're getting
No, it's
for,
money coming in.
for us giving
Brand
all
new
that
money.
road.
Okay, right, so, and that's coming in this fiscal year.
It's already
It
in.
already came in.
It already came in. And is that money earmarked for anything else? Does it have to be spent, for example?
Not that I know of. So I
Then,
think
yes,
it's
it
in the
is.
general fund.
Yes, it is. And so the last meeting, the lady with the
200 or something.
250,000, and now it's 50, so it's
Feisty.
300.
Feisty.
So it's 300,000 now.
We found
Okay.
300 additional $1,000.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, George.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, George.
Gotta yield.
Okay, I got a motion by Villanueva, second by Ray. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it passes.
Okay, R, a resolution of the City Commissioner of the City of Sweetwater approving invoice from Gabriel Roder Smith and Corporation, directing the city clerk to submit the invoice to the Finance Department for payment and providing for an effective date. Commissioner Marti.
This is the bill from GRS, the actuary, the lady that came at the last meeting, that she was here for like an hour, explaining the whole pension situation to us.
Right.
It's $2,000.
Oh. So because she came, she charges?
Absolutely.
Wow.
What does she do
That's-
again?
That's gangster.
That's
What does she do again? That one.
she's an actuary, and the level of education that those people go through is just amazing. But it's $2,000 for her to prepare that presentation, so it's always important we limit our exposure to the actuaries, because as you can see, it's very costly. There actually is a line item in our budget for this type of expense on the legislative budget, so
Professional fees or
yeah, it's been identified to come out of our line. So this is just a submission of the bill so we can get it paid.
Second.
I'm gonna start doing what she does.
Anybody else?
Forget being an entrepreneur. I'm gonna be an actuary.
Sorry, bro, you're
I'm
not-
gonna solve. I'm gonna.
Okay, just make sure we don't call it
Touche.
anymore.
Yeah, we want to limit our exposure to those guys.
All right, I mean, for next time, we should know first. Oh, how much are we gonna give Bill? I didn't know we were gonna give. You didn't know? Did you know?
They gave me the bill. I sent it to Annie.
Yeah, but
and
did you
them.
know, Commissioner, that we were gonna give Bill $2,000 for that day?
Yeah, they sent me the bill and I forwarded it to Annie and them for payment.
Yeah, but did you
Afterward.
We didn't know that. Any
Okay.
commissioner got any of that?
No.
All right, just for the record, for next time, just let's go ahead and let the commissioner know that money. It's okay. I mean, this is it's just done.
Heads
So
up.
It's a heads up for next time.
Yep,
Okay.
no problem.
All right, guys. Thank you.
We'll do that job.
All right. So I got
I'll be an actuary.
I'm sorry. Who did the second and the first? Who moved it?
Commissioner Villanueva
Someone moved, and I just.
and Commissioner Ray second the motion.
All right. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
No.
Yeah, it's like a Google certification or something.
Commissioner Villanueva.
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio.
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Ray.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes, we have no choice.
Commissioner Martin.
Yes.
Collection.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Gracias.
S as Saul. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater authorizing and reserving the use of Ronzelli Park and the Ronzelli Park Youth Center for a health fair, providing for direction to city clerk and providing for an effective date. Commissioner.
Move.
Yes.
Second.
Good job, Commissioner.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I got it moved by
Commissioner Villanueva.
Villanueva.
Does
Second
Commissioner
by-
Yanni want to explain what it is?
Yeah, I would like to hear from her.
Sure.
Go ahead, ma'am.
We did, I think, about a few months ago, and really was very helpful for the community. That's the reason why I'm gonna planning to do it again. It's gonna be an event where they have insurance, they have different clinics, and they can have all kind of information that is gonna be provided to them. They're gonna have lunch, they're gonna have music, so it's also an entertainment for everybody who goes there. It's open
done,
to the
Commissioner.
whole residents.
Okay,
Do we know-
Commissioner.
Do we know the?
Go ahead.
I see the top, the day. Do we know a time?
Yes, it's from 11 to 2.
Okay, Commissioner, thank you.
Actually, we're gonna start at 10 because we have to set up.
Yep.
But for the public, it's gonna be from 11 to
10.
2.
Okay, Commissioner Yanni, this is a very good item. I'm gonna support it 100%. And I'm just gonna say in public, you got my support on this one. If you need any money or anything that,
Thank you.
I will call you and let you know. I mean,
Okay, thank you.
if you need any money from my expense account or whatever.
I'm crashing the party.
Yeah,
Same here.
so I'll be
Okay,
there.
thank you.
Thank you. I have a motion. You got it, ma'am?
Motion by Commissioner Villanueva
And
and second by Commissioner Ray.
25th,
Community, right, yes.
it's on a Saturday.
10 a.m.
Commissioner Yanio.
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Ray.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
Commissioner Martin.
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva.
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it passes.
You as uniform. A resolution of the City Commission of
What
the
about
City.
T? What about T?
You like skipping every other little hand.
Yeah, T.
All right, T. T as Tango. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater authorizing and reserving the use of Ronzelli Park and the Ronzelli Park Youth Center for Celebrate La Vida event, providing for direction to city clerk and providing for an effective date. Commissioner Yanni.
Okay, this is actually this is an insurance company who they having this for the elderly. It's gonna be, they call it Celebration La Vida. It's gonna be during the week. I believe it's on the 28th, which is Tuesday. It's gonna be going from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And actually it's for all the senior members. I mean, all the elderly of the city. They're gonna try to provide transportation so they can bring it in. And they're gonna have entertainment, they're gonna have music.
Second.
That's
All right.
for the elderly.
I got moved by Commissioner Ray, second by
Commissioner Ray.
Isidro Ruiz. Roll call.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
I see you.
Yes, sorry.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanez.
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
Passes.
You, resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater authorizing and reserving the use of Ronzelli Park and the Ronzelli Park Youth Center for event called Feria de Hogar, providing for direction to city clerk, providing for an effective date. Commissioner Yanio.
Okay, this is gonna be sponsored by Raya Foundation. They're gonna have all kind of open any assistance that they need for the special needs, and they're gonna be having some sort of like any family can drop by and they're gonna be able to help them out. They're gonna be also, I believe, it's gonna be medicals there who actually can give support to those families and tell them what's going on. So basically, everything's gonna be done by Brian Foundation, what we all know.
Right, our
And
foundation.
this is gonna be on July 30th.
It's gonna be related to autism?
Yes.
What time?
Second. Okay, moved by Marco Villanueva,
wait, I wanna
second,
know-
yeah, I'm gonna give you the time right now. Second by Marti. Hey, hold on before you make the call, ma'am. What time, ma'am? He's asking?
Oh, the time is, I think it's gonna be from, if I'm not mistaken, I have to check it out because they have so many, but I think it's till 3 o'clock. Probably it's gonna be from 10 to 3. Yes,
Okay,
from 10 to 3.
This is on a weekend?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you got it, sir?
Yep.
All right, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves,
Yes.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
It is on the Thursday.
Commissioner
It's not
Yanio?
the
Yes.
weekend.
Commissioner Vallecillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
President Martin. I'm sorry, President Diaz.
That's okay, we get in there, we get in there.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
all-
ma'am, yes.
We all make mistakes.
I get to vote twice. Anything here if you need anything.
All right, guys, we're coming along, coming along.
Move your
In
item
V,
up so you can leave this.
we're gonna do now V as Victor, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater designing.
Designating.
I'm sorry?
Designating.
Designating portion of 111 and 112th Avenue as Sweetwater Boulevard, providing for transmittal, providing for an effective date. Commissioner Vallecillo.
All right, you got it.
Yeah, got it.
So,
What is it?
I'm doing this because I've noticed a lot of cities have a main avenue in their street or is named after the city. It's an attempt to promote the city, and also 112th Avenue. I picked that one because it's the longest avenue, the longest street that goes through the entirety of the city. It goes all the way from 8th Street all the way up to Northwest 7th, and then it continues on the other side of the 836. Passes right next to Dolphin Mall, where a lot of people go through to visit the city, to go to Dolphin Mall. So that's why I figured 112th was the best one to pick. But I am open to doing 109th if you
Yes,
guys are.
I agree.
109th Avenue.
Oh, 107 is longer than.
No, 107th is a state road.
It's a state road.
And it's not all in Sweetwater.
Yeah, but 109 is a good idea.
109th is good, but 112th is because
It's
it's
too,
longer.
I know.
You know. And it, she's not wrong.
Yeah, what else you got? Anybody else?
So that's why, so I just wanted to see if you guys are open to
Yeah.
renaming 112th Avenue as Sweetwater
Yes,
Boulevard.
we are.
Okay, do I have a motion? Moved by,
Question. You stated that it went from 8th Street all the way to 25th. I'm assuming 112.
Yeah,
But
because
is
there's
it
a
written-
break at the
is it written
836.
somewhere? Because I was thinking it was only from 12th to 25th.
No,
I haven't seen the resolution.
No, it's the whole thing. Yeah, the 836 kind of breaks it in half,
I
but then it
understand,
continues.
that, but do you have it in the resolution that it says from?
It's,
eight-
it
Yeah, it's
says,
in there.
It
The
it
ordinance.
says,
Oh, okay.
the
I just-
portion.
I just wanna know-
Hold it,
I'm
hold
gonna
it.
read what it says, so
Go ahead.
you understand what it says, okay? Because the portion of 112th Avenue from Southwest 7th
Pretty sure it was
Terrace
in there.
to Northwest 7th Street and 111th Avenue and 112th Avenue from Northwest 12th Street to Northwest 25th Street, as soon as authorized by Miami-Dade County to be co-designated Sweetwater Boulevard.
Okay.
Okay.
Through the chair, real quick.
Yes, Ray, go ahead.
112, when it crosses over, I believe it switches over to 111, or doesn't
It
it?
says
That's
it
what
here.
he says.
It
One-
does.
Oh, it does?
That's what it says
That's why
111.
it's both?
It
Okay.
does, and then it loops and goes back to.
No, yeah, I
112
was
at
confused with
17.
it being here. I was like, why is it
So we
111?
won't have two Wilburys.
So whenever you go to Dolphin Mall along 12th, you're gonna see
Yes.
Yeah, it goes-
Sweetwater
Uh-huh.
Boulevard.
Yeah, I got it. Let's go.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay.
Okay,
Hold
I
on.
have a motion.
Yeah, I already.
A motion by Ruiz, second by Ray, correct?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rain. Commissioner Ruiz,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Rain,
Yes.
President Diaz,
Yes, ma'am.
it
All right.
passes.
W, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater retaining AMI Engineering LLC for purpose of conducting 40-year rectification of certain city-owner building, providing for authority, providing for funding, and providing for an effective date. Mayor Lopez, zoning official.
Yeah, this is, a while back, the commission, agreed, the staff brought, 3 firms that were pre-qualified by staff, and the commission approved it through a resolution that we would have on board, and we would get these firms instead of having to go out constantly and bidding out projects. And this normally is a state type of, use that you have people available right away, and this is one of the instances. We had AMI Engineering, which is one of the groups, and they gave us a quote for $20,000 some odd dollars for the 40-year recertification of the City Hall, the one of the park buildings, I forgot the name of it, one over there in on 4th Street. What's the name of that?
Carlo Park.
Carlo Park, and the Passport building. Those 3 buildings for $20,000.
Treasurer. Go ahead, Mr. Reed.
Is that the only quote?
The
Yeah,
way
we
it
went through
works is that we sit down with them. Originally, they came out with, the way it works, you sit down with the first firm.
Correct.
They give you a bid, a quote.
Okay.
If we disagree on the quote, we talk to them back and forth. They gave us another quote. If we don't come to an agreement, then we go to the second one in line.
So you've been getting
we have
different
3.
quotes, that's
So-
my question.
3, yeah.
So basically, I have 3, but not 3 quotes.
Yeah, if I may.
We have to come to an agreement on a price.
If I may,
Sir?
Based on what we
Hold
feel
on.
we're gonna be paying them.
yeah, this is under the Consultants Competitive Negotiations Act. And under that act, the idea is that cities negotiate with engineers, designers, architects based upon their qualifications. Once you pick a set of 3, which we have, then you go back and you decide numbers after the fact. That's what George is saying. He has discussed with them the numbers, but they've already been picked as our short list.
All right.
We did that about 3 months ago, 3 or 4
Yeah.
months ago.
So you've been negotiating with the prices
We've
last
been negotiating
Yeah.
back and forth,
Yeah,
and
but
we agreed on the price.
Yeah.
And that's why they came. If we hadn't agreed, we'd have to go and negotiate with the next one and the other
Company.
firm that's in.
once again, Carroll Park and the Passport building, right?
Passport and this building.
This one is in, all right.
Anybody?
Move.
Second.
Okay, there's a move by Commissioner Reese, second by
If I
No,
may,
no, no.
there
I
is
mean,
one thing.
Ray.
Commissioner Rain.
If I may, Mr.
Yes, sir,
President,
go ahead.
there's one thing. Paragraph 3 has a blank for the account number.
I'll tell you what the amount is. Hold on.
Yeah, but the amount is already there.
No, no,
Yeah,
not
the
the
amount
amount.
there, the account
The
number.
account
The
number.
account
The account
number
number.
is, the professional service 001-512-541631,
Okay. So as amended.
as amended.
As amended.
And there's money there, got $50,000 in there.
Okay, so there is a
For
motion by
professional service.
Ruiz? No,
Commissioner
but-
Ray.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
and second by Commissioner Martin.
Commissioner Martin. Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva.
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio.
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo.
Yes.
Commissioner Rain.
Yes.
Commissioner Reese.
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes.
It passes.
Okay.
X, nomination, consideration, and appointment of members to the Planning and Zoning Board, code requirement.
To the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I know this is gonna be, the one that you put out, you're gonna bring it back again, right?
Yeah.
About being the racing and everything. But for the record, can I nominate, because mine is gonna be regardless, it's a,
The same.
an owner, so
Same.
can I nominate it tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think we
Yeah.
can go ahead and nominate it, and then once you bring it in.
The rest can wait until they pass. Okay, my
No.
nomination is for, Jesus, Isolina Maroño.
Okay,
That's what I'm talking about.
all right. Go ahead, Mr. Cedar, who you?
Oh, I see. Yeah,
I see.
I'll keep the same
Yeah.
person I have, the same.
Okay. Right?
None.
None? I'm gonna keep the same one, Cruz?
Oh, well, I'm keeping the same one.
Oh, you're gonna keep the same
Yeah,
one?
the same person.
You're
Same.
gonna keep your
Okay.
same. Okay?
Who are the names,
President is gonna keep-
who are the
you're gonna
names that
keep
you
the
guys,
same.
when you say keep the same, just so we know who they are?
Well, I got Cruz, the last name,
Uh-huh.
and, Ray, would you know his name?
Yeah, 1 second.
Guerra, wasn't it Guerra?
Yeah, get it.
Guerra?
So
Okay.
this one's Guerra.
What about you, Mr.
I will
Isidro?
reach out to Suarez. And
Suarez.
I'll let you guys know on the next.
Commissioner Martí?
Ponte
Gloria Mederos.
go.
Marcos?
No, not you. Ponte go. Hey,
Yes.
Mario Prats. Ponte go is Commissioner Suarez.
Yes.
Because everything is missing a period.
All right, ma'am, you got it?
Correct, I
All
got
right, we
it.
ready to go to the next one?
Hey, he's a smart guy. So.
Y is selection of the city commissioner members to serve on the board of trustees and the elected official pension plan pursuant to 2-178 City Code of Ordinance, code requirement.
Right, so the pension board, it consists of the mayor and then one city commissioner nominated by the commission, and then the two of them nominate a third person. So the decision right now that you have is who among you wish to nominate for the elected officials pension board.
Yeah, Mr. Attorney, I'm a member of that board.
Not
right now.
anymore.
Not anymore, so now.
Your term expired about 6 months ago, about
Oh,
a year ago.
God.
That's why I
Did
brought
did
it
we
up.
get any notice about this?
That's why I brought it up.
It's supposed to be 2 years,
All right.
right?
Right,
2
right,
years service.
yeah.
2 years.
I was there before.
All right, so let's go ahead and nominate, like we do the same thing as
You can do
president?
exactly the same way, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so who want to start? You want to start over there?
Through the
Ma'am?
chair.
Go ahead. Marcos.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a recommendation. Now, I can't tell anybody how to vote, but I like us being in unison. I definitely don't want somebody up there who's gonna agree with the mayor on anything. But somebody who has the foresight and have our best interests at heart, and somebody who has enough tenure. Commissioner Yanyo was a commissioner for 4 years. She ran for mayor. She's lived in this city longer than I've been alive. I would love to nominate Commissioner Yanyo if she'll accept the nomination. Will you accept me nominating you, Commissioner? And
I was there before.
I know there's a method to my madness, and I'm hoping that if Commissioner Yanyo gets appointed, I'm hoping that Commissioner Yanyo will select Commissioner Manti only because he has an immense amount of retirement and pension. So I think Commissioner Yanyo and Commissioner Manti on a board with the mayor. I want to go to that meeting with popcorn, a little bit of beer, and so I'm just saying I want to.
Alcohol free.
I can't say it's gonna be alcohol free, but I want to nominate Commissioner Yanyo, and I hope she appoints Commissioner Manti.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do the nomination right now. We got Idania for board member, for the pension
board.
board member.
Elected
Anybody
officials.
else? Anybody wants to? You want to go ahead and every commissioner would
Sure.
to do?
Yeah,
one?
we'll do it the same way.
Yeah, let's go ahead and same way
Okay,
we
do
did.
the same way.
Yeah.
Sure.
So go ahead, ma'am. You're gonna
Okay,
start.
I nominate myself.
Okay, Idania.
No, you already nominated, right?
Sir.
I did.
Yes, she
So
passed.
I don't have
And
to?
this is,
You don't have to.
You can nominate yourself.
Yeah, you can nominate.
she can nominate.
Whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
already
yeah,
nominated,
yeah.
so that's already named it out.
Okay, Commissioner Vallecillo?
I'll nominate Saul to continue.
Okay. Right.
I'm on a roll with so pass.
You want to go?
Pass.
You want to pass? Okay. I'm gonna.
Okay,
My
you're
turn.
going?
My turn.
I believe so.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and nominate Idania.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to have Idania on that board.
Hell yeah.
And Idania.
Definitely.
Okay.
Martin? Commissioner
Hell yeah.
Martin?
I'm good. We're gonna, let's just go to the vote.
Yeah. I don't think you need a vote.
Okay, so that's one. So we already want, what, we got one. We need another one, correct?
You
No,
have,
no,
you
it
have
says
two
you
names.
You have
Now
two
just
names.
have to go to the vote.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to go to vote now.
But she has 4 already.
It doesn't matter. This is the nomination phase.
Right. But
Yeah, this is
you
the
nominated-
nomination.
we
We
have
have
two
two
names,
names. Now we have to
already
vote.
have
We're
two
voting.
names.
Okay, so
We
now,
have
okay,
two
gotcha,
names
gotcha.
now.
Thank you, thank you.
You're-
Go ahead, ma'am. We're gonna nominate
That's fine.
for the second one.
Okay, that's what I have to do, just vote
Vote.
for
Yeah,
myself.
No,
vote.
hang
Vote
on,
for
hang on.
myself.
Unless I'm mistaken, so right now, we need to appoint one person from this commission.
Yes.
Yes.
And then her and the mayor at a pension board get to pick the third
member.
person.
Third.
Yes.
the third
Correct, so
person,
we're
yes.
really, there's only one opening right now.
Yes.
Yes.
So right now, you have two names. What we need now is to basically, for her to do roll call on,
And a vote.
for us to vote on the two names.
Yeah, we did the nomination. Now we need to vote
Vote.
upon.
On the second name.
No,
To vote on the names.
on the two names that
On
we
the two
have.
names.
No, no.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, on
Yes.
two names
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
one
That you
position.
have,
For
that
one
you
position.
have.
Yes,
So
exactly.
yes
No,
is
don't
no, no is
nominate.
yes. I'm just messing with you.
How many names? You have myself and somebody else,
And
right?
All right, go ahead. Start the.
Yeah,
Let's
but
go.
I can,
Okay.
what about if I wanna nominate somebody else?
No, just,
If you want,
Have you closed the nominations?
He has not.
no, he hasn't.
Then you can still nominate somebody.
Okay, so
Have you? Okay. Have
we already got the first one,
You, okay.
which is Idania.
Okay.
No,
And-
No, we don't
Hang
have her
on,
yet.
hang on.
No, you don't
So
have
point of
that.
clarification,
No,
so,
go ahead.
so there's one opening.
Yes.
You opened
Yes.
up nominations and we went from left to right. Everyone gave a name. There's two names, you and her.
correct.
Then that's it.
Nominations, you just need to close nominations and then have the clerk just call the roll call.
Commi-
Everyone gets to vote for one of the two
Yeah,
names.
gotcha,
Through
gotcha.
the
No, I don't
sheriff,
have anyone.
no.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
He
So
just
They're
said
not gonna
that he
nominate.
needs to nominate somebody else.
But
So the nomination is still open, so you can still nominate
had
somebody
he
else.
No, through the chair,
No,
point of
no,
order.
no.
Point of
We're
order.
confused.
Point of order. Unless you are changing your
That's
nomination.
correct.
Yes.
If that is your intent, point of order, Mr. Attorney, can he change his nominee?
I'm so sorry I went to the restroom.
I'm sorry. That's why I said yes is no, no is
So
yes.
one time
No,
I
he
leave.
nominated himself,
Okay,
I'm
so
Yeah, I think
He nominated.
Mr. President,
nominated
have you
Commissioner
made a
Yano.
nomination
You gave a
already?
name that's already.
Oh,
I did.
Then you
He's
can't
done.
make a second nomination.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nominations
Okay,
are
let's
done,
vote.
Mr. President, if that's correct, and it's just you and Idani. Is that correct, Mr. President?
Yes.
Yes. So now you just.
Your
need-
show.
You just need
Correct.
the votes.
Commissioner Yanio.
Myself.
That's it.
One time.
Commissioner Vallecillo.
I'll go with Commissioner Yanni.
Oh, this is
Thank
gonna be good. When's that meeting?
Commissioner Rain.
Yanio.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Commissioner Saul Diaz.
He loves stirring it
When's,
up.
hell yeah. When's the first pension meeting?
Commissioner Reese.
Commissioner Yanni.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Commissioner Martin.
Commissioner Yania.
Don't even ask me. Commissioner Yanni or President.
Commissioner Villanueva.
When's the first pension board meeting, Madam City Clerk?
It's gonna be on the I believe it's gonna be on the 15th.
June
No,
15th?
No.
July?
Elected officials pension? No.
Yes.
We don't have a meeting date.
We don't have-
There's no date set.
There's no date
That's
set.
not
right
date
now.
Mr. President, can, you're no longer on the board. Point of order, can the commission, no, the commission can't set a date.
We can request
Commissioner
a date,
Yanni,
can't
can
we?
you set a date for the pension board meeting?
Not
There's
I'm
nothing-
aware,
there's
not
nothing
I'm
that says-
aware of.
there's
In the
nothing that says
past,
you
it was
can't.
Set up by,
The dates are ordinarily set by the pension board.
by the patient, yes.
And the
Correct.
pension board now is 2 people.
Correct.
So either one of the two can request a date.
Oh, okay, then I will request a date, because we have to nominate, between
A
the
third member.
mayor and myself, we
Yeah.
have to nominate the second commissioner.
Right. So you can, at that point, Commissioner Yanni can request a date for the meeting.
Okay, then I will sit down with you tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
And just point of order,
Sir,
So-
you haven't voted yet. Can you vote?
I did.
Yes, you did.
I did. I said 100% for Idania, like beer and
Go ahead,
popcorn
you got
for
the
sure.
floor, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Attorney, so what you're saying is, and I think you're 100% correct, that a person on the pension board cannot dictate a meeting. It has to be the board to decide itself when a meeting's to be
Yes,
set.
but
But she
right
can
now-
request a meeting to the city clerk.
Right, but right now you have 2 members of
Two,
the pension
exactly,
board.
we need another one.
So
Who's the other person?
The mayor.
the mayor.
Robbie, he's not here.
Exactly.
Right, so she's, I get
So
what you're
she
saying.
would request a meeting, the meeting would be called, and then at that point, assuming that there's a quorum, which means 2 people, then at that point you would have,
That's a public meeting, right?
of course.
Yes,
So
it
just
is.
email
Correct.
me, and I'm gonna probably be on vacation, I'm gonna cancel my vacation.
No.
All right, let's go ahead.
Sorry,
Let's get it done, let's get it done, Michael, come on.
This is one of those where you hit the gavel?
Yes, sir, yeah. Let's go ahead and start. Let's finish it, guys. We only got 2 more items. 3. Z. Nomination, consideration, and appointment of members of the Youth Advisory Board. Are you doing this, Mr. Ian? Advisory
No,
Board?
that's just in general, we have to do this, just like the planning and zoning board.
Okay. All right, so, anybody? Anybody's gonna try to
Hold on,
appoint
yeah.
anybody?
I'll pass on that now.
You pass on that one? You have anybody?
I don't have anybody.
He's got.
You have
I'm gonna
anybody?
keep Anthony Gonzalez on the board.
Anthony's gonna be, okay.
And you had Chris, right?
Yep. I got Chris. Yep. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to Sweetwater. All right, that's it. Next item. AA. Nomination, consideration, and appointments of members of the Business Development Advisory Board.
To the chair,
Yes, sir.
my nomination is Brian Pearl
Brian Pro.
of Global City.
Brian Pro, Jackson Brown.
Brian Pearl,
Right.
the owner of Global City, hell yeah. I think that's an excellent nomination.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm
I
gonna
just wanna
keep,
make sure it's not.
And you are?
Alejandro Martinez.
Okay.
He's the
Anybody?
owner of MRT Construction.
Okay, anybody else?
I don't have anybody.
Anybody?
I don't have anyone either.
All
I
right.
don't have anybody with
Next item. BB. Nomination, consideration, and appointments of member of the Neighborhood Improvement Advisory Board.
To the chair,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
can I nominate Rolando Mendez to this board?
Sure.
Yeah.
Rolando Mendez, would you like to be on this board, sir?
Absolutely.
The Neighborhood Improvement Advisory Board?
It would be a pleasure to serve the community and the commission.
Thank you.
Welcome
That's my
aboard.
nomination.
Welcome aboard.
Come on board, Ron.
Ma'am, you made a note on that?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
anybody else?
I'm gonna keep Mr. Leo Cosio.
Leo Cosio, he's here. Thank you, sir.
got the
Welcome
whole
to
team
Sweetwater.
That's the whole team.
Okay, anybody else?
There's a couple others.
Nobody else?
This is
Okay,
the
ma'am.
Neighborhood Improvement Advisory Board,
I will
right?
give you the next meeting.
We get another item, which is CC. Guys, you guys got
We
another.
got one more. We got one more.
more.
Yes, we
It's
have.
an attachment there at the end.
Oh.
All right, CC, staff item. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Sweetwater renewing contract with Westland for legal research service, providing for authorization, providing for funding, providing for an effective date. City Attorney.
Okay, so for at least 10 years, we've had a legal research service called Westlaw. It is the gold standard for legal research. There are other services, but they're nowhere near as good as this one. We've used Westlaw for all these years. The contract has expired. I was notified of this on Friday, and I was able to negotiate a $100 reduction from about $529 to $459.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else have a question?
Move
Anybody?
it.
Move second.
All right, there's a move by Marcos Villanueva, second by Ian. Roll call on it, Chris.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Yes.
Commissioner Yanio,
Yes.
Commissioner Vallecillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Ray,
Yes.
Commissioner Reese,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Martin,
Yes.
President Diaz.
Yes, ma'am.
We pass it.
All right, 13 reports, police and code enforcement report. Attached.
Attached.
Park and recreational report. Attached. Maintenance department report. City attorney report.
Yes,
Sir?
a couple of things. I settled the Griffin case. If you remember, I got substantial authority to settle, I believe, $18,000. I settled.
I'm sorry, how much?
I had the authority up to $18,000.
Yes, sir.
I settled for 10.
Okay, perfect.
The case is closed. It's done. It's in the bank. He's been paid. We have the receipt of payment and everything. So that's done. I will be on vacation starting tomorrow. I will be out of town, although I will be available. I'm not going too far, so I'm going to Chicago. But I'll still be available by cell phone. I'll take my computer with me if you need anything, and I'll be back next week.
Are
Okay.
you borrowing a vest from one of our cops?
Excuse me?
Are you borrowing a vest?
That's a good one.
No, I would actually love for you to come to Chicago with me because it is actually one of the most peaceful cities.
I'm sorry.
I
don't know what in Chicago and Illinois.
Are you taking your camera, sir?
No, it absolutely is. In fact,
I love you,
in
Ralph.
fact, I will
74 shootings last weekend.
I will be happy to take you to Chicago. The downtown area is beautiful. It's the most beautiful city in North America, in my opinion.
She's a good mayor,
Are you
right?
taking your camera?
Actually, yes.
She's
Yes,
a
I
good
am.
mayor?
Yeah.
Mayor Beetlejuice, yep.
All right, guys, running along.
I got a question for the attorney since we're in commission attorney reports. I just wanted to get an update on what's going on with former Commissioner Lacayo.
Okay, so
Listen up, guys. Listen up.
Yeah. So we sent, I sent a letter to her. I did a fair amount of research on it, a substantial amount of research. I would rather, on the research before, I would rather speak to each of you individually rather than do it out in the open, since it's not an actual litigation case at the moment. We're not actually in litigation. I can't call an executive session, but I would like to speak to you each of you individually when I get back from Chicago, and to give you my appraisal of the case. Her lawyer has answered and provided a letter. I'll forward it to you tomorrow, and it's very clear. She is not going to pay. So with that said, I would, again, I've done an extensive amount of research on this, including the differences in having courts weigh in on the qualifications of a candidate prior to the election and the qualifications of a candidate after an election. And there's a substantial difference on that. So with that said, yes, the letter's gone out. We've got a response from her lawyer. I've done a substantial amount of research, and I would like to speak to each of you individually on this.
Perfect.
I also have a question also regarding her. I was sent a letter requesting donation, and I think all of us were, to our city address. Is that illegal because she's soliciting funds in a public building?
Nope. How is she soliciting funds at a public?
Just because she sent it to the city hall building.
No, I see what you're saying. No,
Yeah, that's
no,
why.
No, she's not. No, she has to reach you somehow, and that's your official address. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any question? Anybody else got anything for the attorney?
Yeah, I got
right
a
now-
letter from a really attractive woman.
For any of the boards, they need to be homeowners right now.
I've never seen her before.
All right, Marcos.
As of now.
I can't tell you at the moment whether they need to be homeowners in every single board.
She's asking first.
I would have to look at that. We have quite a few boards.
For reaching my normal goal.
I believe the only one where they have to be homeowners is the planning and zoning board, but I would need to look at that. I'm not sure I don't know for a fact.
Yeah, the neighborhood improvements doesn't require you to be a homeowner, just a city
No,
resident.
just making sure.
Well, there's also the LPA, the local planning agency is a board, but that is the commission itself.
Thank you for sharing.
The other boards, for example, are the elected officials pension fund, which no, you do not need to be. The pension board, the police pension board, which no, you do not need to be. So we have quite a few boards. The only one that I'm aware of where you have to be
planning and
an
zoning.
owner is planning and zoning. But don't quote me on that. I'm not absolutely sure on that. 'Cause we have so many boards, I can't know them all off the top of my head.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Attorney. Anybody else got something for the attorney? Nobody else? All right, let's move it along. F, commission report.
I got a commission report.
Go ahead, Ian.
Actually, I'm gonna call up David, Representative Varela's district secretary. He's got some good news for us.
Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Better be good.
Dale, Anthony.
Anthony, you got 2 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'll make it short. Well, I just want to reiterate back to the drainage situation. The representative did pass an appropriations. I'll give $500,000 to the north drainage improvement. That's along Northwest 108th Ave and 21st Street all the way to 25th.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Anthony, and convey our thanks to Representative Barrera.
Thank you.
Good news.
All right, G. Elderly Service Program Report. Any? None.
Special project report, none.
None attached. None.
Building and zoning report, attached. Financial report, none. City clerk report,
It is attached.
it's attached, thank you, ma'am. Human resource report, anything? None?
No.
Unfinished business, new business, good of the
To
oral?
chair, to the chair, to the chair.
Okay, go ahead, Marcos.
Mr. President, and to my colleagues on the commission, let's start preparing to have workshops. We're gonna have a very busy season. Remember, we're gonna have to do budget revisions for this year's budget. We already have monies that have obviously been hidden from us that we need to identify, that we already identified, that we need to appropriate for this year's fiscal budget. We also need to start preparing for next year's fiscal budget. I want you guys to consider going to conferences. I think it's never been done here in Sweetwater. A lot of our sister cities, a lot of municipal governments, all throughout the state of Florida, the elected officials go to different conferences to learn budgeting, finance, city improvement, grant writing, whatever the case may be. I think that would benefit you guys immensely. I think that by some of you going to these conferences, it will just make us a better team and better for our residents. So I really want you to consider that. I do have some recommendations for you guys that I'll send to the city clerk's office, not only for budgeting, but stuff that have been conducted by FMIT and the Florida League of Cities and the Miami-Dade League of Cities as well. Not only that, but some of you have never been up to Tallahassee for legislation. Not only Dade days, but how that legislative process works and how we can lobby our legislators to bring more dollars here to the city of Sweetwater. So I'll be sending you guys some stuff via the city clerk's office. Point of order, Mr. Attorney. Now that I've mentioned that in an open forum in Sunshine, that I'm going to be sending it to the city clerk's office, can the city clerk disseminate, equally distribute to the commissioners, various conferences?
Yes.
Good, and that's not a violation. With that, I yield.
Whatever is sent to the city clerk is by itself a public record. And then at that point, the dissemination to other city commissioners is the dissemination of a public record.
Awesome.
Perfect, thank you, Marcos.
With that, I yield.
Good information. All right, 16, good of the oral, adjourn. Everybody say aye. Everybody.
Move.
Motion to adjourn.
Bye.
Move. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.